We didn't say anything.
Do it
good
again.
yet.
Actually, we
Don't
haven't
worry
said
about it.
anything.
So-
That was all pantomiming.
Don't worry about
That
it.
was.
Nice.
You called us out, guys.
Thank you, chat. Yeah, get this main
The
screen
gig is up.
We were
and of
actually
course-
just
Of course there is.
miming a conversation just to fuck with you guys.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah.
So,
We have Canary Yellow though. You guys
folks-
know him. That's why you're here. You're showing up for the party tonight. It's going to
That's
be a
right.
good one.
it's episode 112, folks. The Producer
112?
Lounge.
Wow.
So, how are you guys?
Amazing.
Wonderful.
Oh, beautiful.
Happy to be here.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
let's
That's
go.
great.
Let's go.
Be bad if you weren't.
Yep.
I'd be concerned.
We just got some good tacos. Thank you very much. For
Oh, you're
those.
welcome. Oh, yeah, of course.
Belly's full, ready to talk.
Let's
Hell
go.
yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go.
Not
Yeah.
too sleepy.
got
but a
fed.
little lethargic, you know?
We qualified ourselves as legitimate producers, one by one.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We all did kind of flex a
Self-proclaimed.
little bit. We're like, okay.
Press play.
Everybody press play. Tight. Okay, cool. All right, cool. We can continue. We can continue with the night. Yeah,
That's good, though.
you guys have some sick beats you fucking showed us.
Yeah.
Some saucy shit.
Chat, you don't know about it yet, but they were showing us some magic down here. Oh my god. You guys are planning on releasing all that, right?
Yeah. So that little vault of tunes is all set to be released. Some of it's scheduled and some is being shopped. But yeah, we're not going to let it die on the hard drive like we've done too many times.
Yeah, the
Like
classic
we all
bit.
do.
Yeah, the
Right.
classic bit.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Let it die.
We won't do that.
Not this
Yeah.
time around.
Yeah, sometimes it's just as easy and satisfying to let a track die, where you're just like, no, fuck that track, dude.
Yeah.
That track stole 20 hours, and it's stupid. Fuck you, track. But
That's a big thing though. Like if you're spending so much time on one thing,
yeah,
you know, it's like, is that really what you're looking for? Are you trying to force something?
100%.
If it happens organically
Right.
and speedy, is that better?
Right.
You know.
Well, I mean, yeah. Regardless, you got to keep the theme of killing your babies, because there's going to be tracks
Right.
that are just like, you're like, I love this track. I worked on it for like 120 hours, and you're like, it sucks. It's not
Dude,
good.
only 120 hours?
Yeah. Right.
No,
And like the track is probably fine,
That's an
but you've
absurd amount.
massaged it into Swiss cheese.
For sure.
That now it's like you'd have to either go back to an old save or like kill every post-processing thing you have going on.
For
'cause
sure.
Yeah.
Everything's a nightmare at
That's
this
been
point.
a big thing for us is with Canary Yellow, and we can kind of give more background to the project, but is not overproducing.
Right.
We've
Yeah,
done that so
huge.
much. We're always
I
like,
know.
oh, it needs another synth. Oh, it needs another layer. Oh, let's try to like record it. Let's resample it. Let's mess with it. But I mean, our best tracks are the ones that we don't overthink, and like we're just kind of bouncing it back and forth, and they're done in like 2-3 sessions minus some polish. It's pretty incredible.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the main idea comes out in like 4 hours or something like that, and you're like, oh, that's the idea. Just
Yeah.
give it a little bit of polish and tweaking.
And that comes with years, though. Like
Yes.
when you're starting, like everything that's just slightly interesting, you're like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I came up with that. Oh my God, it's amazing. And you're
That
like,
actually, that you can
it's
listen to
not-
that right there.
You're like, yeah, for a second, and then it's no good. And then as you get farther down, you know, you spark those moments where you catch the vibe, and like we're like the first try, and you're like, oh, nobody move. We can go. We can just roll with this. Where other times you might work on it for 18 hours, but then finally it starts to peel away, and you're like, oh, there it is. All right, good. Let's roll.
That seems to be
you know?
more and more rare for us. The latter is when it's so you've put so many hours into it,
Right.
and to finally get something out of it when you're really stuck, when you're really blocked.
That
If we're not getting each other unblocked pretty quick, we're being pretty
Exactly.
ruthless to
Yeah,
just
good.
cut it out of the playlist of things.
total
We're-
anarchy.
Yeah. You talked about like killing babies isn't like killing tracks, obviously,
Right,
I
right.
assume.
We're not talking about killing.
Unless you want to
babies.
extend your life. Hey, Sandra Bullock, she said it.
Interesting.
She might have. Let's fact check that. All right, cool. All right.
So,
Can we get a fact check?
so what I was
thanks,
getting
man.
what I was getting at is like killing things that you're working on within a track, right? So
That
like
too.
Tim was kind of alluding to it, but like you have an idea that you really like. Maybe you have a bunch of them. You start to get on something. You're like, hey, let's try this out, implement this. You execute it, and it's kind of like you hear it back, and you're like, we probably shouldn't keep going down this path, right? Because it's like,
Right.
it's you just have to make quick decisions. It's like fail really quickly in like your ideas and like, you know, iterate, ideate, and like just move on. You know, maybe it's the whole track. Maybe like, I don't even like this whole track, but like a lot of times we find ourselves like that techno track we just showed you guys. There were a few things like last session we were trying to polish it up, and we're like, hey, what if we did this? Because the guys that sent Pistachio, who sent us all those stems.
Shout out Pistachio.
Shout out Pistachio.
Shout out.
They had a bunch of stems in there, and we didn't utilize all of them, right? We utilized most of them, but then it was like, hey, could we pull this other thing back in and, you know, make another cool element to kind of overlay with what we currently had? And we made it, and then we were like, no. Like, so we reverted it.
Yeah.
Tim texted me, he's like, hey, let's revert that. And
oh my
so,
god, the amount of times that I'll text him. So just for context, his computer, his machine is where we're making most of the stuff.
Okay.
I also have Ableton in most of the plugins, but most of our licenses are with him, so we finish the tracks there. So licenses. So
Don't say it.
we do own all of our plugins, so that's pretty cool for once.
Nice. Yeah.
Own.
We own them.
hey, we've spent our hard-earned money.
I paid real
Let's
money.
go. Let's go.
But where was I going with that? The amount of times that I just randomly text Mark after, like, it'll be like an hour after a session or like minutes. I'm like, delete the thing we just did. Get it.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah, delete it and re-upload it to SoundCloud so I can hear it and it doesn't sound like shit now. So,
Yeah,
It's just a blank.
but yeah, what he was getting at is like the most of the stuff is living on my computer now, but he's moving, so now we have the difficult task of trying to match our Ableton environments, which is going to be expensive because some companies let you have 2 licenses active at once.
very few.
Some only have 1.
Right.
So we're gonna have to buy.
Try
all
Bitwig. Because me and Dave
I'm about
both
to jump
use-
on Bitwig tomorrow.
Me
That's
and
what I
Dave
just
bought
said.
it.
Yeah,
together.
yeah. He was literally saying it while you were setting
gonna
stuff up.
switch.
He's like, "Oh, I'm switching to Bitwig. It's official."
Me and Dave both shared the exact same one, and before that, we were sharing our buddy John's. So there was 3 of us. I think you can have 4 people.
That's right.
Oh, really?
On it. Yeah.
Well, the
awesome.
good thing is Ableton, we have 2 licenses.
Yeah,
but it's most of the other plugins that run
Right,
through
correct,
the cursed iLock manager.
Yeah.
What are some of these plugins that you're not like?
sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that you're not willing to get rid of to make it work.
Like what are the staples?
Honestly, it's mostly like mixing plugins.
Yeah.
Right,
It's like
Waves
compressors
plugins.
or
Oh.
you know.
Oh, Waves. Waves
Yeah.
is sick.
Sound
I've never
Toys.
actually
Sound
played
Toys
with
is
it a
amazing.
bunch, but Sound Toys is cool
Sound Toys
too.
is good.
Yeah, well, Waves is dope because they
Besides
have
Little Altar Boy.
they have emulators
So
or
good.
digital versions of like API 2500 classic bus
Right.
compressor or otherwise you can use it in different ways.
Those are fun. I had those
love
when I
that.
first started. I had like a crack of all of them, and that was before I knew what anything did. And I was
Sure.
just like, these look weird. They're
10
not
to
as
1
fun.
ratio. Let's crank it.
Yeah, like I didn't
Threshold,
Yeah, like who
way up.
fucking
The higher
knows?
number, it's probably that means better.
Yeah, I was just.
I need more of it. I don't know what it
Yeah.
is, but I want more.
And now I haven't really dipped back into the Waves.
Yeah, they're pretty
good.
awesome. They're a pain in the ass though. The licensing stuff is
Well,
course,
they
they're
have
old
their
school.
own. They have their own licensing,
Yeah.
like
Right,
manager.
they're old school
It's
as
it's
fuck.
not through iLock, is it? No, it's Wave Central.
Wave Central, but it's one of those things. It's like
Wave Central.
You're willing to deal with the headache of that just because they are awesome.
Yeah.
Right,
There's some
right.
other
Right.
there's some other creative plugins that they have which are cool, but primarily like the mixing stuff is amazing.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
the glues.
Yeah, those.
Having a bunch of different glues would be nice. I like
Like
gluing.
rubber cement or
Different epoxies,
Yeah.
Gorilla Glue.
Other
Wood
kind
glue.
of
Classic
cleaning
dad glue.
agents.
thickening,
Yeah.
I like. Yeah, I like
various
roux.
adhesives.
Roux are nice.
I get that.
Yeah.
man.
I've
had
been
the-
enjoying like all the mixing plugins and like those things that are actually like really helpful in that way are great. But I've been enjoying like the weird, obscure, like smaller company plugins.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, because they're
the
so
never know what you're gonna
artsy
get.
and fun and weird, and you don't know what you're gonna get.
Sometimes I'm scared though.
Oh, yeah.
We've had times where we introduce something that we're like, this is going to be a fun effect, and then it breaks literally everything.
Yeah, it just it breaks everything, and you kind of get the same tone from it every time, and you're like, oh, okay.
What's What's an example? Give me an example of one of those creative ones you're on right now.
Okay, so my favorite company is Freak Show Industries. Have you guys heard of them?
I have.
Yes, yeah. So not only aesthetically and visually, they're like pushing weird boundaries with like their UI and all that stuff, but all the knobs, you don't quite know exactly what it's going to do, which I think is really sick because you get to a certain point where you understand all the technicalities of production and mixing and what does what with your certain knob.
Yeah.
And if you're just left blank and you're left to use your ears, it kind of just puts you in a slightly different spot. And yeah, all of their plugins.
Sick UI.
Dude, I know. That's
You
what
were
I'm
right.
saying.
You were not kidding.
They're absurd.
So gnarly.
Everything is like kind of labeled, but also like you're like,
Yeah.
oh, that's not what that normally does.
Yeah,
They're kind of emulating the guitar pedal sort of.
totally.
Kind of,
totally.
yeah,
aesthetic there.
right, which is sick.
So that one was Mishby. It's like a
Chaotic
distortion.
reverser.
This is a chop and screwer, basically, is how I describe it. Yo,
Yeah, chopping, reversing.
Thanks for the follow there, McJeets.
Oh, Mick Jeets.
Good to
Welcome
see
to the
you, Nick.
party, buddy. Big shout
Boring.
out to Mick
Do
Jeets.
not watch. Yeah, these guys are huge trolls. These
Yeah, they're
guys are.
gigantic trolls.
Hence the freak show industries.
Yeah, they are
Yep.
an
Yep.
inspiration.
They're leaning into it hard.
Yeah,
I love
They're
that.
going so hard.
And you can get everything for free. It says $20, but you can steal it.
What?
Literally, they give you an option to
is this?
steal
You
it.
can
I know.
$5, or you can
Right?
continue, and you can just be like, yeah,
I'm getting these
$0.
later
Underpay.
I want it for free, and then you can just
Money is tight.
This is literally the opposite of what every other company who's making any software, third-party plugins, or literally anything
Right,
is
yeah.
doing. You know?
Exactly, right? And they
It's
know
amazing.
it. And like we all know this, right?
Yeah, these guys
so
are
they're
all
just going to
great.
be like, okay, well, don't get some like dumb, shitty crack. Like if you really can't,
this
you can
one
steal
isn't
it.
out yet.
Dish Smasher. Oh,
Oh shit! I haven't even seen this yet.
My name is
Yeah, it's
is
the
it just
distortion
just software or is it also hardware?
But you
Just software,
Oh, that's
Just
a bummer.
software.
dude. If they came out with some hardware, I couldn't even
Dick Smasher.
imagine. Oh, jeez.
Would you want to use that? A physical plugin called Dick Smasher?
technology.
I'd give it a
Is there
try.
a
Does
risk
it just
there?
have a hammer?
Is there risk there?
Just records your screams, basically.
All right, but I want to know which one you're using.
It doesn't even
and
give us-
what you're doing with it.
Yeah, and what is it? Yeah.
It's just a distortion, so who knows? But their other ones are great. So
Oh, it's
I
another
love
distortion. Okay.
and I love distortion.
Yeah.
So
We all love distortion.
So my favorite,
This is
it's
my
less
favorite.
like a experimental and fun, but the Mishby one, it's just a distortion unit,
Okay.
and it just creates it just like ruins sounds, but in like a fun, like industrial, like still kind of sounds sick way. That's a classic one.
Is it at all similar to like have you used Trash 2 from Isotope?
I've seen a bunch of videos about
But-
Trash. I would imagine it's similar,
It's
but
got to be because like whenever we're like, let's mess this up real hard and just
Yep.
see what happens. Like,
Yep.
throw a whole drum bus through it or whatever.
right, but
Yeah.
and Trash is honestly probably better for that because you can
It's-
fine tune a lot more
it's
when you
so
like understand
technical.
what you're doing. Yeah, like
And
wave
that's-
shaping.
These guys on purpose, like this one is a frequency shifter on some
It's a
degree.
black box.
Yeah.
And there's no way to know what's happening.
Exact-
Other
and
than
that's what I
just
kinda like
fucking
is-
with it long enough.
Yeah.
Sick.
And-
You're not allowed to be like technical with it. You
Right.
have to like get rid of
Right.
that like that side of your brain when you're
Right.
making art and
Yeah.
just be like, okay, we're just dicking around having fun here. Let's
Right.
see what happens.
Well, we're gonna have to get these and report back.
Yeah, you guys should.
But
Yeah.
but it's funny because I'm listening to this and I'm just thinking of the dichotomy of like sometimes like like how you're thinking right now and how we kind of approach things sometimes like we want to have as much control as we possibly can with what we're using, but I think sometimes that is to a detriment, like to what you just said, like having that sort of artistic ear and kind of like, I don't really know what this plugin is doing, but I'm going to push something through it and
Right,
use my
explore the-
skills, my ears that I've trained up to
Right.
kind of get me to what the sound that I want. That can be really cool.
Or a
too,
sound
but-
you've never
Totally,
heard before that
totally.
you're
Yeah.
like,
We love a sound design session.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
and it's
that's exactly what something like this is for to me.
yeah.
More
Like,
experimental.
It's for that. And like the pitch shifting one is fun for like vocals in the moment, but like most of them, yeah, it's you just want to use them when you're trying to just like fucking fuck a bunch of shit up.
Yeah.
And you're not worried about.
Exactly, because like,
Like-
if you take that idea and bounce it to audio, then who cares?
Correct.
Like,
Exactly.
you're not
Exactly.
fundamentally. It's just like as we were talking about earlier. It's just like that one element, that interesting thing, or a couple interesting
Right,
things
right.
in your song.
Correct.
It's gonna like inspire the rest of the track, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, typically when I use those, it's just for like a sound design session or a mud pie session, like just sitting
Exactly.
around.
Mud pie. I haven't heard about. Well, I've heard mud pies before, but not in that.
You've heard of the term? Yeah.
Yeah,
Tell me mud
we
pies.
talk
Hold
about
on.
mud pies all
Let's
the time.
back up. Tell me what you know about mud pies.
Go on.
There's a couple terms for sure. For sure.
Are you talking about the sex one?
or the
I just
cow
want-
one.
I
We
wanna
can be
know what-
honest on
I wanna
here,
know
guys.
There's a
what
cow
you-
one.
I'm thinking of I Think You Should Leave with Tim
Tim
Robinson.
Robinson bit.
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
know.
No, it's a funny
You hate
show
the
on
mud
Netflix.
pie?
Okay.
It's pretty absurd, but I don't know if anybody out there has seen I Think
Yeah.
You Should Leave. I'm sure you have, but it's pretty fucking
I
hilarious.
haven't. I'm down to check it out though.
I
It's
think you
worth
guys
your time.
I think you guys would like it.
Oh, let's go.
I believe you.
Caleb, we got some homework apparently.
Oh, shit.
So the mud pie we're talking about is we like to have sound design sessions specifically dedicated to just making one really long
Yeah.
piece of audio.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
5 to 20 minutes kind
Just
of thing.
tweaking
Yeah.
knobs.
Yeah, exactly.
Automating.
Exactly.
random-
Oh yeah, so you guys are doing it.
We,
Oh, dude.
yes, 100%.
And then you
Yeah.
just chop that bitch up.
Yeah.
For sure.
So
That's-
we call it a mud pie thanks to Mr. Bill. Like
Cool.
that was the first guy we heard.
Mr.
say
Bill
it,
is
so-
the shit.
Shouts Mr. Bill, right?
Goated.
Shout
Yeah.
out.
Mr. Bill
him
is
and Seamless.
And see, oh,
Deep cut.
you guys did start on FL, huh?
Hard.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
Harmer, man.
Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah.
So-
The phaser on that
the good
thing.
old days, dude.
Yeah. Oh my god, I remember fucking
Neuro basis.
trying to understand like citrus and Harmer when you don't know
Citrus.
anything.
Yeah.
Right.
That was
Harmer
the
was
most
the
intimidating.
Yeah.
Dude, I believe
No,
it.
those
I
things are
believe it.
sneaky.
Harmer was sick. Sorry, we cut you off. You were talking about some of these like long form sessions that you guys have. I don't know if you wanted to detail
Sure.
any more on that.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, the Freak Show Industries plugins, I would imagine, are definitely more geared to just like a, I'm dicking around
Just
kind of session.
randomize
Yeah.
And having fun.
knobs.
Yeah, I'm
But,
trying to-
if you're already deep into your track and the ideas there and all this, probably would be a better idea to throw on Trash 2 or
It's a
something where you
song
actually know,
starter
like,
than
I
a-
can.
rather than a finisher.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right, you're trying to make those happy accidents.
Yeah.
Right.
Just trying to find that thing.
best.
that you're
Yeah.
like,
You're just jamming.
I've never, yeah.
Yeah.
know?
You're just
like
jamming.
you don't need to have like I grew up playing instruments. Tim's a drummer. I play piano and guitar. I grew up playing drums, but not so much. Lived in an apartment for too long and then lost all my drum chops.
Yeah.
So it happens. But
I understand.
Rudimentals are
But
gone.
like now with your DAW, like one of the things I love is just like mapping different macros from Ableton onto my Nectar, all my different
Sure.
knobs and shit, and like just having a good time. Like
Hell yeah. Right.
do it with any DAW. It doesn't really matter. But like
No.
those mud pie sessions you're talking about are absolutely key because there could be something in there that's like a little nugget that you're just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And you can
Right.
One
you can
transient.
resample that.
Right.
Or-
Yeah.
Yeah.
One
Exactly.
In that whole 20-minute session, there could be that like 10 seconds or 5 seconds where
Right.
like that made it all worth it.
That's
the thing
exactly.
now.
And
Yeah.
I will say, Bitwig comes in handy because you just put randoms on everything.
Yeah.
And then you just go make
Yeah.
peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You come back. You
maybe
have a half
maybe
an
we
hour
should get
long
it just for our
randomness.
mud pie sessions.
Oh, I'm gonna
alone.
get it.
Dude,
I'm going to play
it's
with
cheap
it.
too. It's half
Yeah.
the price of Ableton.
So
Which
I'm
makes it what?
Like it's like $400, I think. If you
That
get
sounds
it
about
on,
it is
right.
if
cheaper
you
than
get it
Ableton, yeah.
That sounds about
Black
right.
Friday, it's like $300, I think.
Cool.
It's the shit, dude. I fucking love it.
What about
Respect.
just specifically about Bitwig because I don't know much about it
Go
and
on.
I've seen it like obviously everywhere. It's like the new up and coming thing.
Mm-hmm.
What are like some of the? I'm sure like the stock plugins are good. You
Yeah.
talked about
Yeah, they're about as good as Ableton's. They're fine. They have their own little quirks
Yeah.
that Ableton doesn't have,
Yep, yep.
which is fun.
So what I'm just thinking like if you were gonna try to like push me to pick up this this DAW and like use it tomorrow, like what else
Ooh.
would you say is cool
Caleb,
about
what's your
it?
elevator
Well,
pitch?
one, it's easy. It's easy.
Somebody get a 30-second time.
So
Yeah.
imagine you're working in Ableton. You got a project with a bunch of serums on it, and you're having a good time, and it crashes. And
it
now
do be crashing.
all those serum presets are just gone. It's all just saw waves now, and you're like, "Fuck!
That does happen
I
sometimes.
should have saved all those." Yeah,
Fuck,
that
dude.
sucks. Well, in comes Bitwig. It was
Bitwig.
made by a bunch of guys who left Ableton.
Oh, that's right.
And-
yeah.
That's why the UI is so similar.
Right.
Yep,
And
workflow.
but there's moments where you hit tab or something like that, and it looks like Pro Tools. Like it's got a bunch of different colors. So these guys left because Ableton's a rat's nest of code. Like they want the backwards compatibility, which is tight, but because of that, they're having to keep code from fucking 2004.
Right.
Yeah.
And, it's just a fucking shit show.
Makes sense.
And I'm not 100% accurate on this. Sure, I'm not a fucking computer engineer, whatever.
You should
but No. I make bangers, and that's the only thing I'm good at.
Big things coming.
Kind of.
Bigly moving
Yeah.
quietly.
I'm good at making a hash. I can make a good breakfast hash too.
Your tacos were good.
Hey, thanks.
The salsa
go.
the pico was bomb, dude.
I lived with chefs through my 20s, so I just fucking was like, oh yeah, I'll help.
That's sick.
And yeah, it was nice.
Yes,
It was
chef.
Free,
Hell yeah, dude.
free education.
Yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
Heard.
The creme fraiche.
You fucking donut.
Beautiful. So, Bitwig looks and feels like Ableton in many ways. There's a couple things like when you want to zoom in on the top of the bar, like it pulls up the magnifying glass.
Yeah.
In Bitwig, it's opposite, where like down is up and up is down. So
So
there's
there's also
like,
some ergonomics things
yeah,
that are different.
there's some things that you're like, whoa. But like it took me and Dave probably 6 months until we were just fully just
Yeah.
And
See, that's what I'm scared of.
I know.
But
that
our
transition
our
period.
workflow is so dialed right
What's
now.
nice
Is
is
it? Let's go.
Ableton is right there. I open Ableton 11 all the time because there's things that Bitwig doesn't do,
Sure.
you know? But I don't hit play ever on Ableton. Ew.
Gross.
Like, I don't. Gross. No.
Are you happy you switched?
Yeah, I fucking, like, today I was thinking about it when I was putting a bunch of, like, modulators on things and, like, about to change a bunch of shit. And I was like, I love this program.
Ableton would never.
Right.
Right.
See, so
just can't hang.
I'm interested because
And it looks different. It just doesn't look as clinical. It looks more like just a fun program that I'm having fun with.
well,
I don't
Ableton is made. Is a German company?
Yes, and
right?
so is Bitwig.
I have no
though.
idea.
They're
Oh, is
both, yeah, they're both
course.
made in Berlin.
That checks out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like for us, I mean, I'm not daw bashing. We didn't come in here to daw bash, and we'll never do that.
course.
'Cause we were just literally talking right before this.
Yeah.
And, like every daw is certainly capable of doing whatever you want.
Sure.
To a certain extent, like probably not Audacity if you're using Audacity or GarageBand, but like
Some
all the
things
major
are stronger than others in
Yeah.
different areas.
Yeah, but like, we used to use FL Studio and the just issues, and given a lot of the stuff that we used was not necessarily purchased at the time. So like we were
Sure.
dealing with lots of issues with crashing, projects like disappearing, things that we
just
worked on for
incriminate
I remember those days.
maybe.
Can you guys cut that part?
But now, like we said, purchased everything, and I don't know. Yeah, like I think Ableton sounds like Bitwig is very similar. Just like the workflow that we've dialed in, especially like as a duo, has just become, so fun to work in, and like the output that we get has just been really awesome.
Well, and we fully
lately.
trust
Yeah,
each
let's
other
go.
in it.
I'm curious about that. Like, is it a specific like 1 step, 2 step, 3 step process? Like someone starts the drums and you send it, or is it pretty
Ooh,
free form? Or
that's
like
fun.
what is your guys' like workflow like as a duo?
Do you,
Right.
So
start, go for it.
yeah, I mean, so it's always evolving and changing, and there's no like set thing for it.
That's good.
How we've been working in the last, so just a little backstory for everybody. Like Canary Yellow is Tim and myself, Mark. We've been making music together for over 10 years. I think we started in like 2012. We had an old project called Miser and Gets. We used to play shows in Denver as this like, dubstep, bro step kind of stuff. It's pre-
No.
Yeah, no, just bass music
Yeah.
like trap and
Yeah.
You guys really are all
Like
over the place. I
hybrid.
Would you
love
guys
it.
play
I love
your
it.
shit, or was that just when
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
we were playing originals.
Our shit sucked, but we played it.
Yeah, it
Like-
was not
Oh, yeah.
good.
Let me specify.
But you just went for it?
Because honestly,
I'm here for it.
I
Excuse
felt
me.
like I was crushing it in sound design at that time.
Right.
Like that was my foray into music.
Massive?
Was like massive, like
Ooh.
crazy.
Lots of massive.
Wow.
But no, like Harmer and Serum. Like
Right,
I was
right.
just
FL
trying to,
Studio
I was trying to
stuff,
make
yeah.
the nastiest, grimiest, slimiest thing you've ever heard.
Yeah.
And then turn it into music.
Cool.
So like we had
Cool.
crazy cool sound design, and Mark is an incredible pianist, guitarist, drummer. So like when we first came together, we kind of just had this awesome,
Right.
connection of coming from two spaces. And so our stuff had really good ideas, but we just didn't really know what we were doing technically. Like the
Right.
mix wasn't there.
It takes a
It
while.
wasn't loud
Mix were
enough.
so bad.
Dude,
Whatever.
Dude, it takes
Yeah,
But we'd play
so
it.
bad.
We'd
Dude,
play
it takes
and
so
like,
long. It takes so long.
Yeah, we're only like we're still our mixes. Are,
I know,
I'm
dude.
always battling,
Dude.
but everybody is.
You print a track and you like take it to the car and you're like, this is an improvement. This is good. I'm stoked. And then you're like going to bed and you're like, well.
Yeah, but you're talking about like
you're like
incremental.
right.
You're talking about like incremental changes. Like we're talking about like there were fundamental ways that we produced music that were bad.
Oh, I
so
agree.
like there was a lot of
I understand.
correcting we had to do over the years, but like long story short, like we've been making music together forever. We had this old project. We both went to school. Tim got his master's degree, and you know I moved to California. And when I moved back to Colorado in 2020, we decided to do this Canary thing after about a year of like. We were working together again. We were releasing music
Still
as like
collaborating.
his alias and my alias together, and we're like, let's just start this thing up again.
I kept being like, hey, can you write piano for this song I'm working on? And then he's like, hey, can you help me with the groove on this one that I'm working on? I was like, I think the band should get back together.
Yeah.
To be honest. Right.
Yeah,
right.
But like now it's like, especially like because we can get together. Get back on your point before, like about the workflow. Like now, because like this thing has been in the works for a year. We played a bunch of shows this year. I've had we've been so humbled and just like excited about the success that we've seen this year, which has been amazing. And like it's actually a little surreal because we had an idea of what we wanted to do, and it's kind of like gone a lot farther than that just in a year. But
it's evolved a lot.
Yeah,
that's big ups to that.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
That's amazing.
But in terms of like the music, because it's all about the music, right? And like we really always wanted to focus on being like producers first. Obviously, we love to DJ and play live shows, but
love to hear that.
We love to produce. And we showed you guys earlier. We produce all sorts of different shit, but like. Anyway, the workflow right now is like we get together and a lot of times we start an idea together. Like I'll start playing around with the sound, throw it through Granulator and Ableton, like have a mud pie session at long form session you guys talked about earlier and make like some cool ideas. Or a lot of times it's like I'm sitting at home, like Tim's at his place. We'll pass ideas back and forth and be like, oh, this one's really sick. And then like because of the plugin and licensing thing, like, we put it on my computer and. Kind of work on it from there. But we really like to start with a good groove. Like I think,
or a good melody.
Yeah, or a good like something that's like earwormy. So drums can be earwormy. Like if you have really sick beat
just
and
killer,
groove.
Every time they
killer
are.
groove,
And especially because
nice 2-step swung groove.
It's a good kick on its own.
Just one kick, hitting a lot.
I love it.
Way too much.
I'm on board.
But like for like dance music,
right? That's the way to go.
The low end is like the center of the track, right? So starting with like the drums makes a lot of sense. Or like again the top end, the melody or something like that. So we just start with that, and we're really particular. Like we spend a lot of time on 8 bars, making sure that every single piece and part fits and is like kind of as perfect as we want. Again, going back to that. Because we're always thinking about like the mix, like when we're developing a track, because you don't want to go back later and be like, oh fuck, this shit is.
But there's
it's
a balance.
unrecoverable.
But there's a balance.
There's a balance.
We talked about this.
Yeah, we talked about it.
We were talking about knowing when to be ruthless and when not to be. Like sometimes when you don't want to stunt a creative session to go like start bus mixing a bunch of shit, but you also don't want to screw yourself for later down the line where you have this mess of muddy frequencies and reverbs and just clashing bullshit. So we have a really good system now of like mixing on the fly, not over mixing, so that our creativity can just flow, and we pass it back and forth. So like we usually session at my house. Setup's not great. Like we don't really have a studio, to be honest, but like my ears are pretty well trained to the space, and so I'm usually the one kind of leading the charge on the mix, and Mark's usually leading the charge on some of the more melodic elements of the track. And like I'll sit down and go wild for like 15 minutes. I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna stand up, and he gets down, goes wild 30 minutes, and like we'll spit out like we'll get 80% through tracks in like one session for like 3 hours.
Let's go. Yeah, that's amazing.
And it's awesome. We like, and we're ruthless too. Like if he does something and he's like, I think this sounds kind of cool, and I just know right away like I'm not into it. I'm like no. Honestly, we need to rework that. And but Mark put it this way. I think it's
total
the right
anarchy.
You got to check your egos at the door. When we start the studio session, we trust each other. We have common goals. We know what we're trying to create. I mean, yeah. So you gotta be ruthless.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
the other
man.
thing too is like the egos at the door thing is critical, and that
At
goes
least in
with
a duo.
yourself. With yourself, like again, we talked about earlier, like when you're working on a track by yourself, you come up with an idea, you don't like that, and you want to keep like hammering it. It's like maybe you shouldn't do that and back off. But yeah, with like when you're working with somebody else, like I think it's really easy. I've seen this happen a lot where people are afraid to say like, "Hey, man, I don't think." This is what wasn't what my ears wanted. I wanted to go a different direction with it. That's sometimes you don't hear that. So with us, it's kind of like I worked on something last week, and I was like, "Hey man, what do you think of this?" And he's like, "I'm not loving it, to be honest." And I was just like, "Okay, cool. Thanks for the feedback."
Yeah. Your
Yeah.
soul wasn't
Yeah.
completely crushed.
And then
in
he
the
starts
fear.
he starts
Yeah.
a new one the next
Yeah.
day and sends it to me, and I'm like, "This is fucking fire. Let's build this."
Let's
the next
go.
session.
Yeah. You guys, you both gotta love it to move forward, right?
Yep.
So what happens in a scenario where like one person is like dead set? They're like, no, I like this is fucking amazing, but your bias and your perspective as your own entity.
I'm gonna let you answer that one because I think I know how I would answer.
I think if you're like,
Hey, thanks for the follow.
"What is
Flip.
up?"
Big ups.
Yeah, somebody said mixing is the hardest. Yes, it is, and we are still not
That was
great
Dave.
at it. That's Dave.
Yeah, that's Dave.
What up,
400 CTY.
Oh, shout out Dave.
Or as he likes to be called, Citra. No, that's definitely not true.
You guys are fucking well on your way though, as far as like just mixing goes. Like we said, AT and I earlier were listening to all your tracks, and my
Thanks, man.
my room isn't like treated for shit, but like we were vibing, and
Sweet.
we were definitely like it's very obvious that you guys have like put in a lot of work and a lot of effort for this. So
Yeah, I appreciate
that.
it, and
I'm always getting better.
I've got a
Yeah.
point. I've got a point on that, but I want to get back to the last thing
Yeah.
you said. Like, basically, if you're making something and you are dead set on that idea and you won't budge, it's usually not something to die on the hill on. And honestly,
Right.
if you're that far away, again, it goes back to the thing that's like, should we pivot? Should we do something else? But a lot of times, like, I trust Tim. If Tim's like, no, like, I want it to sound like this, it's like, okay, I trust you. And then same thing with me. Like, if I
Right, if you put the hammer down.
yeah, if it's like,
That's
you
what I
know,
was
so you
gonna
just,
say.
it goes back to the trust. Like,
Yeah.
if somebody's dead set on something, just trust them, don't die on the hill, and, move on. And then maybe the song is released, maybe it dies on the hard drive, or you put it in a drawer and pull
Yeah,
it out a year later. Something
Yeah.
like that,
The
you know?
trust is the biggest thing there.
yeah,
Absolutely.
It's huge.
right. It's
Yeah.
the trust, and I like that you guys said like leave your ego at the door.
Yeah.
Is that the way
Check-
you
check
phrased
your
it?
ego at the door,
exactly.
yep.
Yeah, that is so crucial, right? Especially like in a duo, like you guys are Canary Yellow is like two people becoming like one entity of sound, you know? So
Yeah.
like if you're not harmonizing together or working with each other, like that's just gonna be chaos.
We both know the value we bring to the project, and so we're not going to try to cut the other person out, and,
Right.
and we trust each other. We've built that. We've been working together for a decade, so that helps.
Yeah.
We were friends. Actually, the first time we met was actually making a song together.
I was going to say,
We didn't even
no
say-
shit.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
we had homies that were also producers, and they were like, they recognized that we both had some talent.
We
and they were
both
like,
used
"You-"
FL Studio.
They were like, "You guys need to come together." And we said like 2 words. I was like, "I'm Tim Gone." He's like, "I'm Mark Getz."
oh,
And
that's
we're
when
like-
you first met?
And I was like, "Here, can you write the melody on this cool bass track I'm working on?" And he's like, "Sure." And then it
Was
was the
that-
best thing either of us had ever made.
Was that-
Yeah.
was that in person?
yeah,
Destiny.
it was
Yeah.
in person.
Was it like at a party or
Amazing.
what?
It was like
was in a
it was in a
basement.
basement very similar to this, to be honest.
Were there a bunch of like producer homies hanging out? Like how did
Sort
that
of.
work out?
No,
Kinda,
it
yeah.
ended up being just us working on my like beast of an Alienware laptop that was
Fuck
just
yeah,
like,
back in the day.
It sounded like it was about to take
yeah.
flight
oh, yeah.
at any
oh,
point.
yeah. I remember those. Oh, yeah.
And it was brute forcing FL12.
Yeah. Oh, the good old days. Golden days.
But no, that song was like, that was awesome. That was our first thing we ever made together, and we immediately knew, we're like, all right, we got to keep doing this. So,
Right.
Yeah.
So
right.
I mean, that's a roundabout way of saying we've built the trust. It's there.
Right.
Amazing.
Right. Yeah. Me and Dave work in a different way. But again,
So you don't have trust.
Which is what is sick.
No, no, no.
Two duo. Oh yeah,
No, no.
they hate each other. They're
No,
constantly
again-
arguing.
trust
Dysfunction.
is no. Trust is the pillar that everything resides on.
For sure.
But our tent looks different than yours.
That's cool.
Your guys'
We-
tent is pink.
Yeah, it's pink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you guys rock a 2-person tent.
We met like I was 3 years into producing, 2 or 3, I don't know. And he's the same amount basically, but he had been working in Ableton in church in like a worship kind of
Interesting.
setting before that.
Yeah.
And
Wicked.
I had been
Crazy
working with
start.
some other homies.
Let's just say it's intense.
Right. Yeah. And I was working with some other homies in like a jam band kind of sense with other kind of tracking software and shit like that. A bunch of guys were on Ableton, but I just played guitar. I was just like, give me high and we'll just jam. I don't care.
At church?
No. This was me.
Sorry.
This is
You're
my
good, you're good.
my
Yeah.
background. And then
Dave
he
is
came
church
from
guy.
church.
Got it.
I did
Okay.
go to church as a kid, but I wasn't like I did play
Sorry.
saxophone in the band. But
You're good, man.
Listen,
You're
I
good.
got respect.
No,
I
you're
played
good.
drums in church.
blends
Yeah,
into
right,
one
right.
thing. Yeah.
We're white dudes.
White
it'll
dudes
happen.
go to church at some point.
Yeah, it'll happen. So
Whether it's early in your life or later, you're going to go to church.
Can confirm.
stereotypes exist, guys. I'm sorry. They do. It's fine. So those are the two universes we came from, but we kind of merged at like 3 years after being like hardcore, just like making beats every fucking day.
Cool.
And we hung out for a while, not making stuff together, like a couple years, and then we started a band with my buddy who played bass, and I played drums, and Dave played guitar and keyboard and sang. And it was kind of his band because me and my buddy were like, we're not really doing anything. We're kind of producing, but we're just kind of like hanging out. And I fucking love being in a band. It's the best. Like, it doesn't have to be my band. Be like, hey, play this kind of thing or play this kind of thing. I'm like, tight. I don't care. Like, I'd love to have my own band at some point and like write songs, but also like, I just like playing, dude. I just like fucking being in a unit. It's the best.
Facts.
Yeah, it's so great. And in the pocket,
Everybody loves jamming.
dude.
Oh.
When you're in
It's
the
so
pocket,
good. Feels so good.
but not only jamming, but jamming like songs that you wrote and sat there and practiced on
Cool.
and like
Yeah.
made into this fucking sick shit. It's so great. Anyways, so we had that we practiced for an entire year, like 4 days a week as this band in a garage of a house that we had. It was tight. It was like the best. And then we played one show, and then the bassist quit, which was a bummer. But he, you know, like, I'm not going to stop anyone. It's fine. But also, like, we're not going to find a new bassist. It's fine. So me and Dave were at that point. We're like, well, we're now producing for a while. Like, let's just, like, make a thing together.
Yeah.
And we didn't really know what we wanted to do. And then we eventually landed on, like, house of some kind.
Wow.
And his computer at that time died. So we were
Classic.
so we were on my machine only, just kind of dicking around, and we knew we just wanted to troll. And we knew working together, we're like, how do we collab together on the same PC? Like, if I'm not home from work and you want to work, how do we set this? And we're both like, just delete whatever you want. Don't care. Like, I'm not going to hold any value to anything. I'm just going to make shit I think it sounds cool. And then
No, I would get
you're going to be
pissed.
like, no, dude, I want complete
No, I would
anarchy.
get pissed.
No, I love the idea of coming home being like, yo, what the fuck you saved before that, right? Because I can always, grab a thing from a previous session if I still want that. If he deletes it again, fine. But I also I want to be able to delete his shit. And now that we're on two PCs, we literally just write on two PCs.
Have you ever hate deleted something of his because he deleted something of yours?
No. But now,
a little jealousy
I don't buy
happens.
it.
Now, no.
Right.
Now, because we both work on different PCs, we basically just check be like, hey, come check this out. Is this neat? And you're like, yeah, actually, this has some bones. And then you just
Right
let
backwards.
them finish it out. I don't fuck with,
Respect.
he writes. It helps give the project a weird vibe because now there's me producing the song and him, and they're both under the same roof. So there's these weird, each one's got a different mix.
I really
they got a
respect
different vibe.
that.
It's
I
weird.
really respect that because
I think it's fun.
I have way too much bias almost. I don't want to call it bias, but I feel like I project a bit more of my desires onto the project than you, perhaps. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
And so I don't know.
Well, you wouldn't have it without his melodies.
But if he just deleted something that I went, but he wouldn't though. I mean, it's not how we
you
work.
can always
but
I would just
deactivate.
disable it. Yeah,
Right,
I would
right,
just
right.
disable
Which is
it.
No,
kind
we're
of the
good,
same
we're good,
thing,
yeah.
But I would trust
I'd be so pissed.
his thought of disabling it. And most of the time we kind of built ourselves down this road of you have to massage the shit out of the track before anything kind of cool happens.
Yeah.
At least for our standards. So like if we were working on one computer, I would write something in MIDI and then he would flatten it and then he would start stretching it and fucking it up and then I'd be like, let me put it in a sampler and put it back into MIDI and start fucking with it and then he'd flatten that down and start fucking with it and then
Something cool happens.
Yeah, way down the road we're like,
Okay.
this is where the track is. Like what is
100%,
this?
100%.
Like and then we've kind of just continued that and now when we work on our own, because we've done that for so long, the tracks have a common thread where we let the randomness just take control and
Cool.
Bitwig helps because we can just random just everything.
Yep.
And so we're just like, yeah, this sound came from fucking Mud Pie where a delay was just and just fucking
Till it's all grainy.
yeah, it's being
and-
all crazy. It's
Cool.
not, I don't know what key it is. The bass is an E, so I guess it's an E. You know, like
Classic.
yeah, it's I don't know.
That's cool.
We also make weird club music, like specifically. Like we're not trying and like tailor anything to anything specific, which is
That was going to be my question.
It's a
is
really
what's,
hard
what's
road.
The goal of your, what's the goal of the project
is,
then?
The goal of the project is just to troll people and just like push the envelope.
Interesting.
Like we were kind of talking about this earlier. We had an idea for a sex appeal part to it, and that kind of equivalates now to like making a beat that's super juicy and saucy, like a Channel Trace kind of
Okay.
vibe. But the lyrics are about Parmesan cheese,
yeah.
so it's like
That's cool.
Sexy cheese.
there's
apparently.
like this like you're like, well, it's very cheesy.
I mean, Parmesan cheese is sexy though.
I agree.
Yeah.
So that's
I agree.
you,
I could
you got something.
show
there.
you guys that track after this. It's great.
Please do.
It's
I'm actually really excited to hear
It's
that.
a great
You
song.
have
It's a
no
fun
great
one.
song.
idea.
It's a
and
it's
that's
a fun
all
weird
Dave.
one.
I
Yeah.
didn't help with that at all.
Yeah. Shout out C2IA.
Go
I
off.
think we were in the kitchen and somebody was playing house music and we were making pasta and I was
Yep.
like, there's
Classic.
Parmesan cheese in the cheese drawer and he's like, it's Parmesan cheese in the cheese drawer and we're like, hey, write it down. And that's basically how 90% of party beat tracks are made.
Yeah.
It's just
yeah.
like, oh, that's a stupid thing to say. We should make that into a song.
I love it.
Man, if we did that,
Yes.
we'd be killing it because we're just all of our studio sessions are just quippy bullshit.
Yeah, it's
just
the best.
being
Yeah,
spewed.
just one-liners.
Yeah.
One-liners, dude, we were
Sounds
talking
fun.
about that just the other day. It's like
Yeah.
the one-liner is the club track.
Right.
Like you don't
right.
need a verse or anything.
you
you just
really
need a
don't.
one-liner, a zinger. You know, it's the best.
Something I've noticed about your guys' tracks is like you have this really sick ability or talent when it comes to like the atmosphere side of things and the melodic component. That was actually something I really wanted to talk to you guys about.
Yeah.
If you could go into like, I don't know, what is your approach to that? Because I'm constantly trying to make those beautiful ethereal moments
Oh,
and then
brother.
come into the thing, you know.
Brother.
And I
Can I
listened to your
start?
guys' tracks today.
Go ahead.
Yeah, fucking teach me the ways,
Brother.
boys.
So-
Brother.
No, this is like something we put a lot of emphasis on. Like we
Love to hear
we love like ambiance and texture,
I can tell. Yeah.
crystalline
You guys have-
textures, and like playing with pan and making sure the space is filled, blurs, reverbs. But that stuff can be also super dangerous because you can lose track. Like that can get make a mix really clouded up. So. Yeah, we take a lot of care in that. You know, sometimes it's, you know, we have an initial progression or a melody. It's, say Mark writes a really sweet pluck melody and we're like, okay, well this needs something to fill the space behind it. So we'll reverb the hell out of it, like throw a Valhalla on it and 100% on the dry wet and just record a long tail or attach some distortion to it or throw it through granulator.
Yep.
And then a lot of that stuff ends up being pulled really far back in the mix, but and it's, you know, there's going to be probably no low end in it. Maybe we'll widen the stereo image quite a bit.
Nice. Very
but-
nice. Yeah.
There's usually a lot of layers that you just don't notice. Like you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Like it's. I'll let Mark take it from there because he's kind of the king of making textures and ambiance.
I think it was really well said. I mean, what Caleb was talking about earlier, like it's around like resampling is
Speak
key.
to me.
So like if you have a really cool, like the way that I approach it, we were just working on something earlier that we pulled out of the vault that we're trying to finish. And we had like some really cool melodic elements to it. And so when I think about like a texture, I think about it like when you're trying to fill the space and the frequency range, like I like to have usually like a blurred vocal type of thing that swells, that's on key, that maybe like changes notes over time. Taking that pluck or like whatever melodic layer in the case of earlier, like it was like a pluck that I had made, and like reverbing the hell out of that, recording it to audio, throwing it to some more processing, making it like more unique.
Can I
and then
hop in real quick? With that blurred vocal, are you using that specifically just because you're looking for something to sit in that specific frequency range?
It's kind of like adding melodic white noise almost.
Right. Okay.
Like,
all right.
Like I think noise.
You're looking
noise
for
is
white noise.
1,000 to
tonal noise,
115.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
it's not like a sign. It's not like I'm like, oh, I need something here. It's just like what would sound good right now.
We also
in this
usually
space.
get good results
Yeah.
from it, so we
it's
rinse
like
and repeat, right?
It's a very dynamic and non-repeating drone that you can kind of isolate in a very specific range.
Yeah, exactly.
It is a pad.
Yeah,
I guess,
for sure.
technically.
But like, but like the other thing I was gonna say is like beyond those things, because I just mentioned two things that like tonally are kind of similar, like a vocal pad and then like making a cool effect from like a melodic thing. But then I also like to take Foley and do the same thing, and then like
time stretch the shit
exactly,
out.
and like reverb it out. So then there's like the crystally texture to it, and it kind of changes over time. And you can again you map the macros to your keyboard or from Ableton or whatever you're using, and kind of play with the automation.
Racks, baby.
Yeah, like the thing that we've been using a lot lately is Granulator in Ableton. I absolutely
Granulator 2 or whatever it is.
Yeah,
I
it's
used
a Max for live plugins.
Yeah, I don't really have anything like that in Bitwig, but Bitwig has multiple granulator warping modes.
Yeah,
which give me different tones than Ableton can. So I just kind of am like, trade off.
Yeah, exactly.
Plus, I have Portal or whatever. Like I have other granulator plugins.
Sick.
Right.
Although Granulator 2 from Ableton, I will say, is the best.
It's great, but there's a lot of
there's
tools
so
out
many
there.
ways you can do it.
They do
You're
the
just-
exact same
you're
thing.
just
Dude, something about that like grain approach
it's
to
a
sound
texture.
design. The texture is fucking like. I was telling you guys a little bit earlier about like I mainly make like that like left field bass kind of stuff for halftime shit.
Yep.
And a lot of my sound design is based off of like granular type concepts. And honestly, I need to use Granulator 2 more.
If you want to know who's the master, he's actually a Denver-based producer.
Oh, who?
Frequent.
Oh yeah. Oh, my
we
God.
know. Oh, yeah.
Shout out
You guys
Frequent.
know? You guys know Nolan? Okay.
Yeah.
He's the boy.
I don't know him personally, but I know of him. Like, fucking Slayer.
Come on the pod.
He is an
Yeah.
absolute demon with sound design.
Dude, I know.
Yes.
He's just on like this weird level. All those dudes in that kind of scene, like Frequent, like Detox
Mr. Bill.
Unit, Mr. Bill, Resonant
Sound.
Language, Cohen Sound. Oh my God.
Cone sound is incredible.
Cohen Sound is
Y'all remember
incredible.
Culprit?
Culprit, fucking huge shouts, Culprit.
Bro.
If you forgot about Culprit, shame on
on
you.
shame.
He just put out some shit, and it's fucking wily.
Yeah, I'm
it's all
sure.
fucking
They're all
different.
nutty.
I haven't checked that out.
Dude, those are very good.
Those are the sound design gods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very specific breed, but
Yep.
so sick.
To me,
right.
that's very deep into the mud pie, universe, because you don't get a lot of those sounds without just happy accidents.
It
with a
makes
bunch
me
of
wonder.
shit.
It makes me wonder. Like, are they the kind of dudes that just sit on like one little MIDI note and tweak
Yes.
till forever?
Yes.
You think
tweak
so?
until they
I've
tweak.
seen. Well, I mean, yes. The short answer is yes.
Interesting.
I think they're so good now that like if you watch Mr. Bill's tutorials, you're just like kind
sure.
of blown away like at the sophistication level of how he
speed.
goes about. And it's the speed.
The
But they
speed as
didn't get
well.
there overnight, right? Like
No,
they're,
it's been
same with our
decades.
and your guys' shit, my shit.
He knows
everybody's
every
shit,
like 1% on a knob what that's gonna do to
Yeah.
it. You know? It's
Right.
crazy.
Right? Yeah.
So cool.
That's awesome. I love it. I love your guys' just
Yeah, if you mud pie enough, you're paying attention to every mud pie.
How many times you say mud pie usually during these podcasts?
A lot.
Can we get
Is
a
there
mud pie counter for this
we
one?
need a mud pie sound
That's
effect or
mud
something,
pie
right?
counter
Yeah.
is a great idea. Hang on.
I guess mud pie is the theme of the night, right?
Mud pie.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a lot
little
of
fucking
clicks.
floppy.
So no. But if you mud pie, follow me, guys. Guys, stick with me.
Hold on.
Hold on.
We don't have that much longer. We're closing in on the rapid fire round. Okay.
Oh,
So buckle
let's
your
go.
seatbelts.
Let's go.
Buckle up, boys. All right. If you mud pie long enough,
What did you do?
That's
The
one.
ultimate mud pie.
That's one session with a mud pie.
That is very inappropriate, and you're going to get us canceled.
Production in a nutshell, right?
The FCC's coming after
They
you.
probably
Yeah, dude. Jeez. I'm just kidding. Leave that here. I want you to sign that, please.
Done.
We'll put it up there right next to the other pile of shit that is
Actually,
the
yes.
church nightclub
Yes.
system EQ.
Deal.
Shout out church nightclub.
Okay, sorry.
what up,
if
church?
you mud pie enough.
If you mud pie enough and you're paying attention and you're setting stuff up, because after you mud pie so often, you're going to start figuring out what sounds you like, what you don't like about the last mud pie, and you're going to start tailoring it. Dude, it's not poop.
I'm sorry.
Jesus. You want me to say chocolate pie? Is that better?
I'm good.
No, that doesn't help.
Dude,
right.
I made this chocolate pie the other day.
Dude,
I'm sorry. Keep going.
when
I really
literally
apologize.
shitting,
No, I love it, Mark. It's
when
amazing.
you're shitting
It's
your
amazing.
pants, when you're shitting your pants, you get better each time you shit your pants. So
Facts.
ever so, as you progress through shitting your pants, stay with me, boys.
I'm here. I'm right
You
here.
can't tell us
I'm
to
not
stay with
going
you and then
anywhere.
say some shit like that. Come
I
on,
don't know.
Caleb.
I don't know.
You said
I'm
you
an
get
adult.
better at shitting your. Anyway.
I'm an adult. It's just like anything else. You practice. So
Okay, I got you. there.
as you get better at mud pieing, you're going to realize you're like, oh, I know I like using an EQ to do this kind of thing before a saturator.
True,
Right.
To this, to
Right,
that, to this.
Right. Yeah.
And so then you kind of get to the point where you're like, oh, I know how to just make that sound with one patch.
Yep.
Everything you said now in context is extremely valid, and I agree with you 100%.
Thank you.
I'm sorry
And
to
it,
cut
and
you
it
off. so many
required you
times.
soiling your pants. to
I will
get
not
there.
clip
had-
any of that. We're going to keep that in.
You had to go to the
That's
learning
dope.
how to shit your pants analogy, though.
You got to go to the edge of the earth sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I completely agree. Like we do that all the time. There's certain patterns that where you're gonna
Right.
go start recording things and go into oblivion, and you're like, all right.
I'll be
We
like,
should
Mark,
probably-
we need like a super crystally blur pad. Go.
I'm
Like,
rolling off the
and I
lows.
need it to fill the mid range right now.
Right,
we need
right.
some noise. It's sounding a little empty. Done.
Yeah. They're like literally the other day we have this song that we're doing with our homie Gloomy. Shout out Gloomy.
Shout out Gloomy.
That we think is pretty sick.
Come
This
on
is
the pod.
another example of something that we put on ice for literally like a year. We had a collaboration with him. We started like a year ago. Didn't love what we had initially made. Scrapped everything.
Well, he sent us some really sick stems.
Yeah,
and
he
we,
had-
we
yeah,
were- we
yeah,
tried
yeah.
to take it one direction. Didn't come to fruition. Ice
Oh, you-
for ice
You
for 8
brought it up
months.
to One Direction and they didn't like it.
Yeah,
Oh.
that makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're kind of pussies.
Next try.
So then Mark popped it open like a week ago and was like, "Let's make it a 4/4 track."
Hey.
And then we think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, but the good example of like our workflow, because like we're so fluid with our communication. Tim, we weren't together. He was like, "Hey,
Such a good word.
In this section, like, hey, let's take the main vocal, blur it out." He kind of gave me like instructions on like how he wanted it to
Right,
sound,
right, but that's
and I
good.
literally just implemented exactly what he wanted to my taste, right?
Of course,
Sure.
of
And
course, with your
It was
flavor.
gas. He's like, "This is gas." Like,
I
you
just said
know.
well
Because he-
executed. That's exactly what I was feeling.
He also expected it flavored by you. At this point, you guys have worked
Seasoned.
for so
It's
long.
the Marquee Special. That's
Right.
why we call it the Marquee Special.
Right, like when you ask him for something, you already know. You're like, I need you to do this, but also put your sauce on it.
Correct.
Like,
Yeah.
specifically.
Sometimes you need to put sauce on the mud pie.
Yeah, sometimes you got to come all over the shit. It makes sense. Folks, this is a professional show.
So
Is it?
before we end it with our little lightning round,
Yeah, what do you
I
got?
wanted to ask, what is like one new technique you guys have
Ooh,
been playing around
I like
with?
this.
Ooh,
Doesn't have to be
I know.
super.
You got one?
yeah.
Each of you. I want one from each of you.
I've got one, Tim, and then
Go.
you can look at the notes in case you want some others, because we did prepare for this, guys.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. That's
Yes.
huge. That's huge. Dave,
I know which
Dave,
one.
do you
I know which one you're gonna say.
The grooves
do you
one.
hear this?
Honestly, we can keep
drums?
going. If there was some stuff
Yeah.
you guys wanted to
Go
talk
for it.
about that you
Well,
wanted, yeah,
Dude,
No,
we
I
could-
think-
we could go for
All night.
forever.
But
I-
this is
I
a good
feel
question. This is a good question. We actually prepared for this one. So
Nice.
there's
nice.
a really sick thing in Ableton, and again, I'm not like DAW shaming. I'm sure you can do this in like other plugins. I don't know how to do it in other DAWs, but in Ableton, using the groove pool, one of the things we've been doing a lot lately is you find. Don't stab me, people, for saying this, but you find a sample that you like on Splice, usually like a groove. Oh my god! And then And then
I do that all the time.
You take that groove, you just pull it into like an audio
So it's usually
track.
like a top loop or some sort of progressive.
Yeah, something like that. But it's a groove that you like, right? Because you want to extract the groove. So then you drag it into the groove pool, and then it extracts the groove, and then you can drag the MIDI back out, and then you can rewrite all of your drums based on that groove.
Yep.
So it's kind of a
Fuck
quick
yes.
shortcut into getting like a professional's. They probably recorded it in a studio. They probably
Or
had live people doing it, or
spent the time to reference and move it all,
exactly.
and now you just have to drag it.
Yeah.
Speed.
But it's a
Come on.
really it's a really quick way to get from nothing to like a really dope groove really quick.
Inspired.
Fuck
We've been doing
yeah.
that a lot lately.
Yeah. Fuck.
So-
Maybe that's something people do all the time, and I'm just now privy to this. But like, it's something that we find very, very useful.
That's
Sick.
cool.
So wait, I'm a little confused. You're adding the groove pool to the audio, or you're slicing the audio?
You are taking an audio sample of some sort of loop, and Ableton's able to convert that audio into MIDI by finding the transients.
You do
right?
the sliced
It's basically
new
slicing
MIDI
it.
thing.
No, you can.
But you can
right-click.
literally turn it straight into a MIDI file. So it's
Yeah,
extracting
okay.
the groove from it.
From the transients.
And
Oh,
sometimes
like
it's
when
right.
you the little drag and drop option, and it's like, do you want melody, harmony?
Sort of,
Is that what you're
sort
saying?
of. We'll
Kinda.
have you can
I'll
right
show
click
you.
on it.
I'll show you.
If
Right click and slice to new MIDI.
No,
Is that
if you
what you're talking
right click and
extract
groove
groove to MIDI.
through. Yeah.
That's a thing.
What?
It's a little.
Oh wow!
And
Brother, we are
I'm
going
not
to
even-
blow your
Yeah.
mind.
Let's
We're gonna show you.
go.
it
Yeah,
adds
please.
it adds it to the pool. And,
So,
then,
like-
and then you drag that into a MIDI
Correct.
channel, and boom, 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 boom,
So-
boom, boom. You
Correct.
have that in MIDI.
It creates the groove
Then
pool.
then
from the
we'll insert
percussion?
new percussion that we actually want. So we actually have control. We actually have control over all the elements.
And then we usually, and this is
And
this is the other thing that I think we talked about a little bit earlier, but like in our opinion, at least in Ableton, we have so much control over audio files. Like we write all of our drums in audio. So
Damn,
then
bro,
you can
that's what I was gonna
see.
say.
I'm so hard right
Oh,
now,
I'm
guys. Stop.
sorry.
No, talk about it. Go. I have more tips.
Keep talking.
Basically, yeah, you just like we love to write our drums in audio just because you have so much control of everything. And like if you we don't add a ton of reverb directly onto any drums, but like if you had done that, like you could see the actual reverb on whatever you're doing or like any other
Sure.
effects.
It's so
just
nice
super
to
easy.
have the visual reference.
Yeah.
right.
And like being so meticulous with manipulation, like you might have like an upbeat hi-hat, so you
Sure.
well, maybe I take the second one of those four in a little loop, and I just clip the tail a bit, shorten
Of course
it.
you do.
or reverse it.
That changes the groove entirely. Like you'll be so surprised
if you're not doing something like that, again, shame
shame on
100%.
Well, then you're probably just listening to spinning records, and that's your thing.
Damn!
God damn!
Woo, spinning.
Did it just get shady in here?
It
Sorry,
just got a little
man.
shady. I love it.
Did I
Love
make
it?
it sound bad? Because I was just saying like that's just what you do, right?
Right.
Okay.
That was
mean,
bad.
Yeah, no, that was horrible.
Tools of the trade.
All right.
So what's your production?
Oh, God.
I love that though. Also, that was amazing.
Man, I
Awesome.
mean, we have
Awesome.
we
Yeah,
have
the groove
so
pool
many.
is
Definitely
Right.
show me that later because
Yeah, we
I
will.
wanna.
We will.
Yeah.
We got you.
What's Mark? What are some of the cool things I do?
What about the reverse, triple, double, multi-band expansion, quadrant?
Okay, I
something?
got a couple. Here's some simple stuff. We don't like to just like drag and drop risers or like swells.
Okay.
So we like to usually make that part of the track. So in the same way that we like
Nice.
to resample and like grain things out, a lot of times we'll just everybody knows this trick. If you don't know this trick, you should be doing it when you throw a bunch of reverb on something, resample it, record it to audio, and then reverse it, and then play with that bit.
Bada bing.
It could just be a quick little sweep or like a really long riser, but
Huge.
so powerful, and it blends with your track. It makes it unique instead of just like here's the blanket white noise
Right.
uplifter.
Right.
That's one. Another thing I think is super powerful that I think everyone again should already know is the power of two semitones. You know about two semitones?
The power of two semitones.
The
Sliding.
power of two
When we're talking
semitones.
about slides and glides, and you want to add just a little bit of flavor without like altering the whole like melody or like progression, dude, like just maybe end of the phrase, just a quick automated pitch dip, just 2 semitones down or up, or in the middle, just a little whoop. Like you will be surprised at how much flavor you can add to your tracks with just that little bit.
It's subtle little thing.
And it's two semitones.
Not
two
one?
semitones.
Nope, do 2. Trust me.
And 3 is too much.
Three is too much.
You, dude. I feel you. That's
You
almost
mean
like
tape
a
wobble? It is kind of emulating a little bit of that.
No, it's a little more than a tape wobble.
right. It's also
more
like
intentional.
a saxophone's embouchure.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
when you
it's
squeeze that,
mimicking
it's pitching it up, pitching it
natural
down. Right,
natural
right.
playing of an instrument,
Right.
Yeah,
rather
yeah.
than feeling so
Which is what
programmatic.
Tape wobble is also just imperfection. That's
sure.
kind of what you're trying to do.
This is
Right.
intentional
but
imperfection.
right, correct.
100%.
Very
This
calculated.
is you, the producer, injecting it, which is nice.
Like
100%.
there's a lot of EDM tracks out there that are literally like one note, and there's just a bunch of little 2 semitone slides, and then the occasional 1 octave pitch
Just
down.
a little something.
That's it. That's like
Yeah.
a whole track.
Yeah.
Where'd you learn that?
Where'd I learn that?
The internet.
I was gonna say
Internet.
When we were
was that
making
an
Future
internet?
Bass.
Yeah.
When we were making
You had a
Future
Future
Bass.
Bass phase
sounds
too?
like a future bass.
Oh,
thing.
yeah, dude.
It
Bro.
sounds like a future bass thing.
Name
I
a
love
genre.
it.
Name a genre that we've had a phase in, and the answer is yes.
I love you guys so much. That makes me feel so much better.
Like dog.
I aspire to be you guys.
Everything
you guys
is
are
jazz.
slaying
Everything
it.
is jazz.
I was talking about this last week. I talk about this all the time. Everything is jazz.
Everything is and isn't jazz.
correct.
Amazing.
Which is jazz.
That's so
Correct.
jazz, dude.
yes.
It's so
When you
jazz,
say
dude.
something isn't
Let's
jazz,
go.
that inherently makes it jazz. So therefore, everything
avant-garde.
is jazz. Correct.
Yeah. So I had one, maybe the last one, but this is
let's keep
more
it
like
going.
melody related.
Okay.
Because I feel like producers that don't come from like a musical background, they have a hard time creating like interesting melodies. This is not going to be like a cure-all, but if you have like a lot of times what I do, and this goes back to extracting grooves, like if you extract a really sick groove and you find a really good sound that you like, you can get a really far way just writing like a simple arpeggio with just like the first, fifth, and last note in the scale, and then like going to like a fifth, and then just following basically like the groove of like whatever you've extracted, and then just playing with that and like shifting notes around within the scale. And obviously like if you want a
Right.
chord progression,
So
like,
you're
that
attaching that
Right.
scaled arpeggio to
the groove,
that
and then like
you
removing
extracted.
notes or doubling them or
exactly.
like
starting to
Yeah.
deactivate them as you
Exactly.
go, trying
Yeah,
to
yeah,
find
yeah.
where the little
Yeah.
sauce is.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
Sort of a mud pie in a way.
Another kind of thing that's kind of similar in that boat, what I would do is I would do that, but not deactivate anything, leave all the notes, print it down to audio, and then loop
Yes.
that audio track, and then scroll without it being on grid mode or snap mode
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
So you
Infinite
can see,
possibilities.
so you can find the kind of like accidental,
Correct, yeah.
you know, the little loops. They're all
sure.
fucking weird. Like that kind of shit to me is just
Yeah, and the other thing you just
Flavor.
love it.
the other thing you
Flavor
just
tone.
mentioned too, and I think we've said this probably 30 times already, is like putting things in audio is extremely important.
Yes.
Just for like
Yes.
everything.
print it down, baby, print it down.
Commit
Ship
that
it.
shit.
Ship it.
Why do you say
if
that?
it doesn't clip, don't ship.
Well, what is it about the audio that gets you going?
I think that it's just like you can see it when it's in MIDI. You can't like reverse things. You can't, especially in Ableton, stretch or change the formant or change the pitch or mess with any of the envelopes.
You also
like,
could
none of
have
that
like
stuff.
tails or reverbs that you're not
Right.
aware of.
Correct.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
It
Just
goes-
subtly bleeding into your thing, and you
Precision
cut
is
it out, and you're
key,
like,
man.
oh, that is just a little bit.
You
cleaner
must
right there.
let the sound metamorphosize. It must
Oh.
go. It must go from a caterpillar into a beautiful butterfly. You must let it continue upon its evolution of life, because it will grow as a butterfly, dude. That shit's
It
gonna
can't
go
grow
on.
if you
love
don't put
it.
it in a cocoon.
Correct. And
Put that shit in a cocoon.
if you freeze it,
That's a flattening, by the way. That's what I'm trying to.
right? Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
If you freeze it, and then you just add an audio track under it, you can just control drag, and you don't have to delete the freeze track. If you're so concerned, I would just delete it because have some balls. But that's just
Oh,
me.
commit!
I like committing.
There's something more there.
I like committing. I love committing.
Somebody's not afraid of commitment.
Bitwig.
Let's talk about
I
that.
don't need to freeze. I can just right click bounce, and it just bounces immediately, and then it's still there. And I can just deactivate it and hide everything that's deactivated. So I just kind of forget, which is basically the same to me. Like the amount of times that I have said to myself, like, oh, I can't print this down because I might fuck with it.
Yeah,
And then-
That's why you have to record it as a sample. You have to
Well,
resample
sure.
it.
But once you print it, the amount of times that I've actually gone back to the MIDI,
Very rare.
like less than 1%.
I don't think I've ever gone back after I've printed it.
What I was scared
wanted
of.
to-
Unless you really
Yeah.
messed up.
Yeah.
Unless you really
Right. Unless it's
Oh,
more
okay.
of a-
Actually, maybe I have once or twice. Yeah.
Right. The 1% is just the technical issues. We're like, oh, I left the high pass on.
All right.
Yeah.
Like,
Something
Yeah,
that.
yep.
But almost every time I'm like, I start stretching it or doing something, and I'm like, whoa, this is cool. And then I'm off on a tangent, and I always forget what that MIDI was for. I don't care.
Yep.
Like,
right.
the only other reason I'll do it is if I need to make an alternate version.
Yeah.
And then I'll
Yeah.
unmute that boy or undeactivate him, and then I'll like play it and be like, oh yeah, okay. And then I'll start fucking with the wavetable or start fucking with shit until I get a new version of it. Because the MIDI's there, the shape of the LFO's there, all the things are there already, which is nice. But I'm never really concerned about losing anything. I don't know. I kind of got over that.
You have to. No, you have to get over that.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah, that's just something you got to move past.
Dude. Yeah.
Or
and
you're
one of
never going to
those-
finish tracks.
Right.
It's kind of true.
Right?
It's kind of true.
And that concept of like evolution, like let's say you had like your one bass sound on the downbeat that's like every 4 bars or 2 bars or whatever kind of thing. The constant struggle with like all of mixing and like that like weird side of thing, or not even mixing, but like songwriting or like tonality side of things that I struggle with is, at what point are you evolving things too much, or are you evolving just for the sake of evolution? And at what point are you actually like benefiting the track? I constantly go back to like,
I don't care.
So not over or underproducing something. Just
That's a
trying to find
science, my
balance?
friend.
Is that what you're
Exactly.
saying?
That is kind of the
Exactly.
vibe, but I feel like
Yeah.
if you're thinking about that too much,
Exactly.
you're losing track of the sauce. Like you just gotta let
well, let's say the
gotta-
sauce
you
is
gotta-
there. The songwriting side of it is there. Like this is the song.
just let
I
the
just
song.
think at that point you've lost your instinct for the track.
right.
Yeah.
The
Interesting.
track is talking. You shut up. Let the track talk. Let the track tell you what it needs.
Or
and then
you
go
need
on.
to take a step back, or you need to do something else.
Work on a
You need
different
to-
track.
You need to open a new project.
Those kind of
you need
things
to go
help.
for a run.
Smoke a cigarette.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah,
you,
just
whatever it
anything
is
not
you guys
in the DAW.
do.
But
Yeah.
fuck your buddy.
But fuck your buddy. Yeah,
It is
Go
Pride
come on a
Month.
mud pie. Who knows, man?
We got
but you got to
another
take a
couple
break
days.
that's a good point.
because
That's a good point.
at that point you lost the track.
But I think that
Yeah.
if you think about, if you're like, we do this all the time. If we catch ourselves doing that, it's like, okay,
we
Right.
stop each other.
Exactly. that happens.
do we really want to keep doing this?
That comes with years.
You know? So then we switch on another project. We're like, fuck it. Because we have,
Correct.
right now, like we have so much stuff that we've been working on, so much music that we've had, either completely done or like 98% done that needs like mastering and like mixing finishes. We literally use like a Trello board to prioritize like our work because we have so much shit going on. Do you guys know what Trello is? Like it's like a,
It's just like a project management software.
we both work in like tech. This is really dumb, but like it actually helps us because like we have a lot of shit going on, so we're like trying to like track what we're doing. But yeah, we'll work on something, and we're like, this isn't it. Like we have this
Put it
thing that we
on
need
ice.
to put it on ice. We have this thing we need to polish. Did that earlier today, literally right before we came over here. So we always have things that we're constantly talking to each other about, like how do we maximize our time because
do we
we're a
move the
duo
needle?
and we both have jobs and we don't live like really close to each other, so we're constantly trying to manage that time, and we kind of treat it like a really
for
fun
you guys.
business.
Yeah.
Like a business
Right.
is like a lot of times not fun,
Right.
and obviously making music is like the dream. And
Except
doing,
we don't get
you know.
paid for this one. So
Right.
Yeah.
And you make
Yeah.
fun of each
but you
other.
have to treat it
and-
like that. Well, yeah.
Right, but that's what's
usually
fun about it.
You know,
we take it. We
Yeah.
take it very seriously with
Yeah.
the right amount.
yeah. But it's
Right.
like, but
It's
you're
so
trying to
much
balance
fun.
out
Just
with
like this
fun,
show.
So same thing. It's everything's
So much
about
fun.
balance.
It's
like
all about balance. Isn't that the?
It is.
It's so crazy.
Balance.
It's
Yeah.
so crazy.
Um,
All the Buddhists,
which is
and
why me and Dave
philosophers.
live together.
So
Because
sick.
we're also so busy and we're not very good at like doing those kind of things where we have to like manage a bunch of shit. Like we're just like, I just want to like get home and work on beats. Like
yeah.
I need to be with the muse and I need to be
I'm gonna be honest. I
in the
actually
universe of-
like that we have to be super intentional with our time.
I'm
I agree.
I couldn't
growing
live
that
this
I
direction.
agree, dude. It keeps you present in the moment. and
If we
aware of the
live
moment.
together, I think there would be really good things that come from it. But I
Sure.
also think we'd be spinning in place a lot.
Absolutely. That's a really good
Because
point.
like when we get together,
Interesting.
I'm
It's
like we need to do this, and once that's wrapped
Yeah,
up, we're doing
yeah.
this.
Well, that's 'cause
It's not
you-
like that.
That's
you know
because you
what I mean?
both work
Yeah,
on
yeah.
one machine
I'm like,
in your
Mark,
sessions at this
I'm
point.
chaining you to the chair. I need this melody. Nah, not
Right.
really.
But if you start working in two separate rooms
Yeah.
and both writing for the same project, things start to change. Like I'll still hit up Dave constantly like, hey, do you have vocals for this? Or I'm like, hey, I want this on these, or I want this vocal on this track, but I don't want my voice, I want yours, blah, 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 blah. And he'll kind of do the same thing. He'll be like, hey, can you just make a wub? I'm like, yeah, sure. Here you go. And then I'll
You know it.
send it back. Yeah. And then, but like for the most part, we kind of just, he's just like, hey, I wrote these two things. And you're like, oh, sick. These are both tight. They're both very Pardon DB. Cool. I approve. I don't really care.
Yeah.
Although
Yeah.
there's times where we're like, this thing's weird or this is weird. But we're so used to the complete, like, I'll just delete your shit, you delete mine, that we both are just like, okay, you wouldn't say that without it being like an actual just vibe thing that needs to happen.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you're going to use your words wisely and be like, this just doesn't feel right at all. I'm like, okay, I'll rework the whole thing. And usually once I get started, I'm like, yeah, he's right. This is bad. And then I...
Do you guys have any like goals or strategy for release, or is this purely for fun?
Yes.
Dave said
Great question.
Good
Dave
question.
said something to me the other day, actually last night, no, 2 nights ago, where we were talking about AI, and he's like, dude, AI can't copy our songs if we don't release anything. I was like,
Yeah.
dude, you're fucking right. It can't. It would have to like learn from people's fucking Facebook videos of us playing live and shit. Like it wouldn't be able to recreate our shit.
That's
You guys are
amazing.
really protecting your IP.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right.
That actually,
No.
I'm pretty sure that idea spawned from the Owie podcast because
Sure.
we just released a clip of talking about a similar
Oh.
thing, not with AI though. That's
maybe,
that's
but yeah,
amazing.
Shout out.
Shout out Owie.
Shout out.
We love you.
Corbin.
You guys know Owie?
Corbin,
Yeah,
my man.
man.
Yeah, shout out Owie.
Man,
we love you,
he's the
buddy.
shit.
Yeah, he's a cool
such
dude.
a beautiful man.
He's a
He's
amazing
crushing
dude.
too.
He what?
He's crushing.
He is crushing. He's crushing. His new little
His new
bits are
tracks
fucking
coming out.
great.
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
like
man.
finding himself as an artist. It's really cool.
I listened to that.
We
It's great
resonate.
shit.
We resonate
yeah.
with that hard. It's hard to find your artist identity. So
Yeah,
good
right.
for him
I
for
understand.
That's a
getting
whole
back
other-
to roots.
You guys could do like a whole podcast series on that.
Oh,
series.
Literally,
Go on and on.
especially
Yeah.
that's a great thing to talk about with you two is like finding your identity as an artist with two dudes who make every genre under the rainbow. Like, what does that even mean? Like, how do you find that identity? Like, you can maybe sometimes like hear that in each sound, but
That is like the treat that we're chasing around the corner, man.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm trying to dial that in. Mark's trying to dial that in. We're trying to understand what that means.
do you think it's possible to even ever really like find yourself as an artist? Because
Probably-
I don't. I don't think it is.
I just feel like I want to constantly be growing and changing, and I like too many styles. Like just for my ear and myself as a listener, as someone that attends shows and festivals. Like I can go to the house stage, I can go to the like experimental bass stage, I can go anywhere, and I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna love some aspect of it, and I like to bring that into my music.
Cool.
But that makes it really hard to hone in on like having some consistency and style that your listeners can grab onto and return to. So that's what we're trying to figure out right now, man.
Especially as far as like branding and
Dude.
shit like that goes. Like
Well,
Yeah,
that's
booking shows.
that's what we're
yeah.
trying to work on.
shows.
Yeah.
We
What
like
do
to
you-
play everything. Like I that's why big shout out to Tabula Rasa. You guys need to get familiar what they're
Tabula
doing.
Rasa.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Shouts.
They do amazing stuff.
Yeah, you were talking about them earlier.
all
a
the
little bit.
artists on there are super talented. We are going to be released with them in the near future. In
Big
August.
ups for that, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And what we were able to do is take 2 songs of ours that are like so different, and we're going to be releasing an A/B single. And the A side
Oh.
is like this kind of like Ford Teddy, like organic housey track that's super fun and danceable. And I don't think that's it,
Underground electronic music.
unless they just changed their website. That doesn't. Search the Tabula Rasa record company. Anyways, the B side is like this like breakbeat like experimental bass with a second drop that's like a 4/4 house banger like UKG
Yeah.
type thing. and
Yeah.
and we sent them a track, the like Organic House one, they're like, we love this. Do you have anything else? And I was like, we didn't really have anything else finished at the time. And I was like, except for this really weird experimental bass one. And I sent them that. I was like, this is not anywhere near this one. And they're like, that's what we want. We want these like juxtaposing A B singles.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Amazing.
oh, dude,
my
that's
God, I
amazing. So
love
it
to hear
exists.
it.
There's
Amazing.
people doing this, man.
Yeah.
All the you guys need to get.
Did you
familiar. They're
Dude,
incredible.
I
Send
need
it
to.
here?
You're right. Yeah.
This is the right.
To that address?
Also,
Yeah.
You just
Yeah,
send us
we-
the
we
track?
sent it right to
We
the
sent
DMs.
it in, and
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
my boy Joseph hit us back, and they're doing really cool stuff.
Wait, you
over
guys
there.
sent them a
Fucking
DM on
amazing.
Instagram?
No, I sent them an email.
Oh, okay.
With
yeah,
our
okay,
demo.
Yeah, yeah.
A cold email.
The old-fashioned way.
Cold
Yeah.
email.
No, I love to hear it because
Ice cold.
I actually faxed it to them.
I fear a lot of people mean that and they say DM.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who wants to get DMs on Instagram?
I sent them a
That doesn't make any sense to me.
USB inside of a bottle.
Nobody
via
wants
carrier
that.
It was an
That's better.
email.
With the carrier,
Old
yeah.
school email.
Yeah, emails about it. What, to fucking hello?
Yeah. But
At
I mean, I
Tabula
really
Rasa
want to
Records?
drive home. Like this is I think
I
where
like
we're
this
headed
shit.
is like,
Right.
how can we do it all? And
Thank
this,
you.
Correct.
Like,
yes.
This
Yeah.
is this
Oh,
is
wait.
why when I saw again, I'm a massive Fortet fanboy. I'm not gonna hide it. Like when I see him,
Preach it.
whenever I get a chance to see him live, I will. And he does when he's playing like a DJ set. You're gonna hear every genre under the sun, and you're gonna love every single thing that he plays because he's just a god and knows how to mix things together.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. And I'm like,
Boys
I'm like,
noise too. He's
Yep.
just
Dude,
Skrillex.
this is-
I'm a DJ.
Skrillex, yeah.
he's made everything under the sun, and I'm not saying we're capable of that caliber of stuff, but
Sure.
I would prefer that approach because
Agreed.
it keeps me from getting bored. You know, I feel more fulfilled in the project. I feel like it plays to our strengths, each of us.
right. You feel like you can do your best if that's the case.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as opposed to like we started making progressive house, like you heard,
Sure.
and I think it's pretty good. But I was like, now I want to make something heavier.
Right. I want to
actually.
make
Yeah, I want to do this vibe though.
You
It's
wanna
calling to me. And dude, that's the
And
thing
then I
is
was like,
like
no,
we're
we'll make
all
something
good.
human.
Yeah.
Like
Good.
it's not like we all just feel one emotion at a time. Like we're all this like spectrum of fucking multiplicity and expression and beauty and like we
Right.
all have the potential to be dark and heavy or light and soft
Yeah.
or pretty or intimate or like whatever the fuck emotion a human can feel, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, unfortunately, the music business forever has not.
I know.
Doesn't
You know,
allow it. You gotta pick
it's a
lane.
brand, right? Like
Yeah.
every artist is a
It's the brand,
brand,
sorry.
and
Right, you got to sell shows.
I just
people
think
gotta
it's
know
more
what to
possible
sell.
than ever to do
exactly. That's what
Agreed.
I was
to
getting
do the
at.
diverse approach.
Yeah, nowadays it's like, and I
I mean,
mean, like so back in the day when we had our Miser and Getz project, where we had some success in Denver. Like we opened up for dubstep artists like Getter and Must Die and 12th
Whoa.
Planet and
Amazing.
AFK.
Pegborg Nerds.
Pegborg
and
Holy
shit.
shit, you guys. That's
But,
fucking really sick.
But we
AU5.
were making like
AU5, I love that dude.
yeah,
Yeah,
Congrats.
yeah, Austin is sick.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in a very long time, and he probably doesn't remember who I am, but he's a good guy.
Such a nice dude.
But
Come on the
yeah,
podcast.
we were making like bro step, which was
Yeah.
dubstep at the time, and like
Right.
just very
house.
screechy dubstep.
What else? And like garage. We made garage tracks back then too. Like our dubstep songs would go into these like cool melodic, like garagey, like
Liquid.
jungly,
Yeah.
like break sections.
sick.
So we've always kind of been
Yeah.
doing this stuff, just with like less sophistication. So
Right.
yeah, we've always been doing. I mean, back then too,
Yeah.
like people were vibing with that kind of direction where we were kind of like doing a bunch of different genres. So
Yeah,
Right?
I've always
That was
kind of
cool.
the first track
Yeah,
I made
dude, that's-
successfully went from dubstep to psytrance to
Oh, cool, man.
techno.
I love trance, man.
I fucking love. I mean, specifically psytrance. Like I grew up on Infected Mushroom. and all
Hell
that kind of
yes,
shit.
dude. Same.
So I fucking
Big
love that
influence.
wily shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's always kind of been like that. And then I kind of honed it down a little bit. But now with Party B, we've just recently reopened it. We're like, fuck any BPM. Who cares? We're just
I love
fuck
that.
it. Let's make anything. I don't care.
It's just
and so
open.
now it's just like 160.
Dude, yeah. So that's
160.
something we've been talking on the podcast, like basically
dude.
since we started the pod.
I'll show
is
you.
We've all talked about like we feel like the entire music industry, at least like that, underground, whatever
Sure.
kind of thing. All the artists want to just be artists and make all these styles and all these expressions of themselves,
I think
But it's
that-
hard because like the labels control
Yep.
everything, But we're getting to the point where you can, I don't know, you can build your brand identity as just being an artist, like an actual
Right,
artist,
correct.
where you just make
Right.
anything, and that
And
gets
you
me
have-
so excited.
It's okay to have projects. Like this project
Yeah.
that is name A, whatever, makes techno.
Exactly.
This project makes this. You know, if you want to have a concept project that you're like, this guy is like an astronaut.
A lot of trance
And-
guys do that.
Right.
Like, they
I
have,
think
so many.
I think
different
that's cool.
aliases.
I think that's fine because it allows for the fan to have some digging.
Yeah.
And as a fan of a lot of other artists and shit like that, I like the digging experience of being like, wait,
I
who
agree.
makes this? And then you're like, yo, he also makes all this shit. And then
Yeah.
you start going down rabbit holes like, that shit's fun. And as an artist, that sounds rewarding as fuck to be able to just like.
So what about keeping it
make
under
whatever.
one umbrella then? Just under, as
See,
opposed to all the side
well,
quests.
Party B-
Yeah.
Party B isn't.
So that's where we differ.
Well,
Go ahead.
I'll say Party B isn't one umbrella. Party
Yeah.
B is any BPM, but it has to be troll.
Got it.
Like you'll never find us.
What is it?
making-
Hold on. Can I?
Yeah.
Because if I'm just acting dumb,
Sure,
Can you
whatever, it's
explain to me what a troll? What
Okay,
does that
so,
mean?
So,
Like, in this
you can-
context.
a lot of people would call it like internet music, so to speak, but we're not really like full. Like internet music is more like your hyper pop,
Yeah.
and kind of what nowadays is kind of becoming the new ghetto tech kind of vibe and the
100
funk
gex.
kind of shit. Yeah.
100 gigs.
So beyond that, Party B's vibe is we want people to dance and get down, but also have a giggle. Like I want you to be at the club and like hear the pre-drop vocal and be like, "Is this song about the ice cream man?"
Did he just
You
say I
know?
shit my
like,
pants?
Like,
Did
like
you say mud pie?
right? Like I want a little bit of goof. I want the goof in there. Yeah,
Yes,
see, I want people to
yes.
be fucking like, "What the fuck just happened?" But this is so good, I can't
Okay.
stop. Like,
Very playful.
right?
I like that.
And
It's low ego.
Low ego.
Right.
Low
the-
ego. Yeah, that's, yeah.
And the
Yeah.
troll comes in to poke you and remind you that we don't have to be so fucking serious. Like
I love that.
everybody in
That
tech
is a great
house and
explanation.
in like business techno and shit, like everybody has to be the coolest. And it's like, calm down. We're all in our basement. Okay, we're not that cool. Like, let's just fucking take a load off and just make
You
some
guys are
fucking
pretty
fun
cool.
beats. Well, thanks, but we just want to make some goofy beats. And we've kind of formulated that now. So now it's like, well, we'll just keep that project into this goofy lane. And like he has a solo project, Dave, where it's more singer song writer, almost like a
It's literally
bedroom pop.
the C2IA. That's
Yeah,
where that
okay.
name comes
yeah,
from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calmer Than You Are is what it stands for. And it's fucking vibey. And I had like solo projects forever, but at this point, the only one I have is just kind of put on the shelf. I haven't made anything for it at all. It was going to be techno, and now I have no idea what it's going to be at all. 'cause
I feel like
I can't make up my
you'll
mind.
revive it at some point.
What was the
when
stuff?
The time
What was
comes.
that song that you showed us right before? What was that?
That's Party B. At this
That's Party
point,
B. That
was sick.
everything I make now, I'm just like, I'm gonna go full bore Party B.
Yep.
Because I want to reduce my day job. I'd like to start playing more shows, and the more ammo we have, the better. So I'm just trying to
House ammo.
I'm just trying to make shitloads of fucking weird ass ammo, and especially now that we have to fill the entire spectrum from like 110 to 200 BPM.
Yep.
I need to make a bunch of tracks.
yeah.
And
What do you guys use to? Did you get that vocal sample from like a sample pack from somewhere, or did you?
oh, the one that's
remove it
in
some-
that
in some
that's just an edit of
That's a remix.
that track.
basically.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
basically
That's
I
a-
did.
some early.
I bought it.
2000s or
Yeah, it's
something.
Lip Gloss by.
My lip gloss be popping.
I can't remember. her
Do you
name.
guys know? Have you guys
don't
ever heard of
remember.
this thing called Ultimate Vocal Remover 5?
No, but I used AI on that one.
Oh,
I think.
that's what you were talking about earlier. Oh, I thought I know of one.
works.
What is that one though?
It works.
It's
is that
so you have to download it from GitHub. So
free.
if you're a little bit more technical, it's really easy to install.
I'm
You
sure
can-
it
I've
is.
seen GitHub. It
Yeah.
scares me.
No,
I
it's just
don't-
you're just down. You're just
Okay, it's
you're,
not hard.
You're downloading the entire project and code onto your local machine and just running it. So it's not like something that you can just download
Okay.
from the internet. You have to. It's really easy to
It's
install.
not wrapped up. It's
It's not wrapped up. Thank you. Yes, but
Oh,
it's
okay.
I highly for the people that see this. This is probably a little secret, but yeah, Ultimate Vocal Remover 5 is absolutely key. That's how we played that Ice Spice like edit we did. Yeah, so it gets really good results. It's not perfect, right?
Right.
But
sometimes it's near perfect.
Sometimes
and
and you can
God, you got
can
a studio acapella.
yeah,
It's
you can throw an
Wow.
EQ on it and shape it a little bit better, and then throw some
Is it
saturation
AI?
on it.
This
yeah.
is
Yeah.
a great moment to share a tip because what I end up doing with that is I've made a playlist of songs when I hear on Spotify, like if I'm just kind of digging or like listening to an artist radio, and I hear like say it's just like an indie track, and I hear this female vocal, I'm like, we're gonna use that, and so I send it to Mark. He will run it through Ultimate Vocal Remover. Now we just have the acapella, and he'll take that and basically write a new vocal melody like out of chops from it.
Right.
And then you have like these really unique vocal chops.
And that's when you do Mud Pie.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
you go Mud
Okay.
Pie.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
steamy.
Then we go.
It's like a Boston. Do you
Now
guys
you're
know what a
getting it.
Boston
Now you're
blowout
getting it.
is? I'm not
Yes.
going to get into it.
Boston blowout.
I don't. I
Yeah.
love that name though. That's amazing.
You can imagine.
Not to
Don't
be
say-
confused with the Barcelona blowout.
Right.
Way
It,
different.
it is a very different technique. You're right. Different time of day too.
Yeah.
Actually. Well, guys, I'm hot. I don't know about you guys. It's warm down here now.
Yeah, it's
I'm
warm.
done.
You do
so
look a little
toasty.
You do have a lather about
Yeah,
you.
it's because I'm sacrificing myself so you
Dude,
guys
put it
get
on
the
yourself.
fan.
I'm good.
No. You guys are the guests. But we're gonna jump to the lightning round. Let's.
I know. I
let's
love this.
fucking-
I feel like we could just talk
Yeah.
forever. I want to have you guys back.
This
We'll
is
have you guys
fun as
back.
shit. you
It's so
guys.
much fun, right? It's
Yeah.
so much
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
If we can,
Yeah.
we'll try and get you back before you leave.
Oh,
when
if
He'll
not-
be back. He'll be
Listen,
back though. He'll be back.
I'm
Okay,
coming
thank
back.
God.
We've got some shows coming up.
Thank you,
and
sir.
I'll be cruising through.
Okay, cool.
Fuck yeah.
We'll hit you guys.
Don't
up.
worry, Dave.
Yeah.
We're coming back.
Butthole blowout.
I'm gonna come mix in your basement
Dude, please. Yeah.
because it sounds fucking amazing.
I wanna-
Isn't his fucking spot?
Listen,
I
it's
want to
awesome,
make
dude.
mud
It's
pies in your
I'm
basement.
so jealous. I'm so jealous.
Can we stop with the mud pies?
You guys heard it here. Heard it here first.
I want to make mud pies in your studio.
right
I wanna
in the
make
center
mud pies
of my-
in your studio.
We've said this before to other homies.
Mud pies all over my studio, dude.
You have the address now. We have an open door policy.
Yeah.
Like if I get home around 4:00, but like him and Mo work from home, so like my computer's not being used. So you can come over and work on a track if you want. Like as long
Yeah.
as I can have it when I get home, I don't really care.
I really appreciate.
I'm gonna
that.
leave a steamy mud
I-
pie on your.
I have
computer.
some-
gonna-
Jesus Christ.
Please do. I have some passwords saved, but I'll just close that so you can't see them. Like I'm not really. I don't feel like you're gonna steal my identity.
Let's go.
I might steal all of the Party B IP that hasn't been released.
Oh, that would actually be kind of
If you can pull it off,
savage.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna
great.
steal
Because
it.
I'm trying to figure it out.
All right, let's run it.
So,
Lightning round.
lightning round, you guys know how it goes. We're going to ask some
so.
questions.
Try
Uh,
and keep your answers quick.
Keep
so
it
we can
quick.
just-
If you feel the need to go in depth, we can go a little in depth.
right.
But
And if
it's
something
gonna be
says
quick.
favorite or if implies your favorite, just kind of give whatever comes to your head first.
Yeah.
This isn't. Nobody's judged.
Yeah, no
Except
one's
me.
judged. Also, chat,
By
feel
God.
free to participate. Give your answer in the thingy.
Yeah, you guys can also participate, but we won't care about it. I said that
Trophy.
that was a hot mic. That was a hot mic. Excuse me. Short or long songs? Is that producing or listening?
Oh.
What?
Do you like
Producing.
long songs?
Producing.
Do you
Short.
like producing short songs or long songs? There we go. Short.
We'll start with Mark. We'll start
Short.
with you, and we'll go this way. Yeah.
Short. I think it's easy.
We can also say it arbitrarily.
That's okay. Yeah, we
I
don't
like
have to be
long.
fucking hard about it.
I've always
I-
made long songs, and I kind of made short, but
I prefer
it's
long,
fun.
but I
we're-
feel pressured to do
We're trying to
short.
release music
I
right
know.
now, and I think when you're trying to push releases, you know, maybe opt for like more of a radio edit
Correct.
style,
Yeah.
and then extended.
Now I will say
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah.
I like writing long songs. I
Facts.
don't write long songs.
Mm.
I write short songs because of that.
What's short
Yeah.
to you?
Anywhere between 2.5 to 3.5.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, I
'Cause,
think
dude,
3.5 is
now-
long.
I've been seeing a lot of artists releasing like a minute and a half.
but
Yeah,
it's like,
a
it's like-
minute
what
and
is
a
that?
half,
That's like
right?
lo-fi or ghetto tech or
No,
fucking,
bro,
it's-
I'm seeing it in
huge
like
songs.
Garage and UKG. Like,
Yeah.
bro,
Nah, they're fucking.
it's happening.
They're fucking sorry, dude.
That's the new standard.
Tell
It's
that
like,
to the guy who has 500,000 monthly listeners.
Yeah, because of that, he can release a minute and a half song.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked.
You
huh?
can't.
Hurts.
We can't.
Hurts.
we can, yeah.
Not
Dry
good enough.
or wet production?
wet.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. You were
Wet.
supposed to go first.
The atmosphere.
I like
yeah.
dry.
I'm gonna go
dry.
wet. I'm gonna go wet.
We're wet as fuck.
Wet AF,
Dude, I'm dripping
dude.
right now.
Dripping
Mud
wet.
pies.
Oof.
Aggressive or intimate?
Yes.
Oh.
I like this answer. I like this guy. It's good.
Yeah,
Dave says
yes.
that as
I also want to
Yes.
say
Bro,
yes
that's
now.
literally
damn it.
what we try to do is both of those things.
Okay, I
Well,
like it. I like it. I will also say aggressive.
Oh.
Just kidding. Yes.
Yeah, I was like, what? Cool.
Dave also went for aggressive.
Thank God.
That's why we're a duo.
And that's why we're boys.
Yes, that too. Long or short production sessions. I assume that includes breaks. Like even if it's
Short.
8 hours, it's still
Short.
like breaks in between.
Short.
Short. Okay.
The magic happens, like I said earlier, when it's speedy and organic.
Okay. I like that.
Fair.
Depends on the goal of the session, but short typically.
I'm gonna say long. Like if I wake up on a Saturday at 9 and I'm like, oh, I know I have like 10 a.m. till 7 p.m. I'm fucking pumped.
Wow.
I
So
like
pumped.
that too.
So pumped.
But when I'm by myself, like I'll do shit like that. But when I'm with Tim, it's like, you know,
Right.
Makes
we're
perfect sense.
locked down.
Right.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, take
Yeah,
advantage of the
me,
time you have.
It's a yes on this one.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
It's like
Can't be both.
like today, I got because I didn't work today, so I ended up having
To 69 with Dave before he went to California.
No,
No?
I had a good session.
News to me.
I had a good session, and then had a break, and then another good session, and then had a break, and then had a kind of mediocre session, which is kind of fair. Like after having like 2-3 hours.
So is that a long session to you?
I'd say a 3 hour is short.
Yeah.
A 6 hour I wouldn't say is long. I'd call an 8 hour session long, but like 6 hour with a 2 hour break in between,
yeah,
or a 3 hour
we do
break
that. We do that.
isn't too bad.
Yeah.
If
I
you
think
have,
if I was a full-time
if you're
musician,
inspired,
our sessions would always be long.
sure,
Yeah.
Right,
sure.
right.
We,
Yeah.
as
But I
both
just
of you guys
that's
have
just
day jobs.
right?
so-
That's me
Yeah.
taking advantage of the day off,
Yeah,
basically,
respect.
of just being like, all right, it's good to work, you know. And then when I can't work, I'm like, all right, clear your head immediately, whether that's playing video games or reading a book, like whatever. Just get to the off activity so you can then go back to work, basically.
Cool.
All right, maximalism or minimalism?
I love this question.
I think again, yes. I think there's. I know it's a shitty answer, but yeah, I think that there's use cases for both. I think, I'm like a maximalist. I think Tim's more of a minimalist, which is why our
Gonna say the
You know,
same thing.
Interesting.
why we
who's
mix
the maximalist? Who's the minimalist?
me. Like I'm always trying to. Have like a crazy ideas, crazy textures, crazy whatever, and
It's
then
it's like when you want to. You make trance. You have made a lot of trance, and in trance usually there's a lot of layers. Like you know, there's like 4 pads stacked on each other,
Right.
And then you've got some mid bass, and then sub bass, and then some textures. Like so, he a lot of times channels that into our tunes,
Right.
which can be very hit or miss, in my opinion, depending on the style we're going for.
Sure.
Whereas my approach is always kind of like less is more.
Right. Which can also
He's a
be
more
hit
is
or
more,
miss
I'm less is
depending
more,
on.
and we kind of balance
Yeah.
each other.
if
out.
a little
What
is
you're trying to
good,
do.
a lot is great.
Dude, yeah.
We more than ever
Yeah.
now try
Yes.
so hard not to overproduce. It's
I
funny to
understand.
say that I try hard
Same.
to not overproduce.
I know.
But if you like listen to our productions from like 10 years ago, you'd be like, oh my
yeah.
god.
Oh, yeah.
like,
We're gonna
what the
play some
fuck?
old dub stuff.
Will
for
you please? Yeah,
and
show
feature
me
bass.
that old
Let's
shit.
go.
Yeah.
Blow
Get
your
there.
mind.
You guys are gonna be like, what the fuck is going on?
It is so like when I hear someone say something like that, like that just makes me think like, oh, that's like a master right there. Like those are 2 dudes who have like are figuring it out or have just figured it out, you know? It takes a level of just all the time and all the trial and error to be, you know, you get to that mindset.
Right. to
I
give
appreciate
up
that.
And be like, just
we're not
all right,
there yet,
I'll
but
make
like
up music.
I do think though, like the practice thing, like I try to get in Ableton and make at least I'll work on something we already have, or if I don't have anything to like sink my teeth into without
open
like
the
tan.
DAW.
I'm like opening it. I'm making a beat a day.
Yeah.
Like I try to.
Yeah, I try and look at the
Let's
DAW
go.
every day as well.
Let's
I
go.
agree. Yeah. Practice is key, especially like
Yeah.
you play instruments.
Yep. Yep.
Like it's
Yep.
I have to
And
touch my
it's-
guitar every single
that's-
day or I'll lose my chops.
That is
You know what I
the
mean?
Exactly.
hardest.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Everybody
Dude, I
thinks-
lost my guitar chops.
Oh no.
I lost it. I
Every-
got like subtle little
get 'em.
janky shit. I know. I
Right.
want to. I want to.
Everybody thinks that
My
learning,
folk guy is coming out. I want to bring it back.
hilarious.
Let's do it.
Everybody thinks learning an instrument's the hard part.
No.
Practicing the instrument's the hard part.
Yeah.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
100%.
Maintaining.
Oh, a half hour out of 24 hours. How hard can that be?
Oh.
Very.
With cell phones and the internet?
Yeah.
Come on.
Oof.
And
All right.
girlfriends.
Next question.
Hobbies.
Hobbies.
Piano controller or MPC controller? If you could only have one.
So
Laptop, keyboard.
Tim and I are really.
Third option.
All right, Poon,
Okay, quick answer.
a buddy of ours.
Quick answer is like a keyboard controller, but we're really
Right,
good at
okay.
clicking in MIDI. Like
Okay,
I can
Yeah.
look at a
Same.
piano roll sideways and like look at I can see the scales
Yep,
in
yep,
the piano
yep.
roll.
If
Yep,
we
yep,
spent more
yep.
money on hardware that we want, piano, pads.
Okay, yeah,
Nice.
for sure. Okay, cool.
We don't have a lot of hardware. Like you guys
Like,
would be surprised.
I have a dream of one day
Interesting,
doing a
okay.
live show
Cool.
that way. You
Yeah.
know, where
Right,
he,
that would be
he can
sick.
shred the keys,
Right,
and
there-
I'd be
there's
running
some
more,
more
of the percussive
interactive-
and
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I've always wanted to be one of the like beat pad guys who
Yeah,
just
yeah.
fucking jams everything. But yeah, the keyboard, like a little piano thing, has always just felt more like right for whatever reason.
It's easier to read.
It's easier to
as much
read.
fun as it is to just back to back every single Canary Yellow set, it'd be kind of fun not to back every
Right,
single Canary.
correct. B2B. I'd like to play along.
Yeah.
When does a track go from an instrumental to needing vocals?
Is this a lightning round or?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Just like real quick, like
I think in some aspects, in my opinion, every track, most tracks, I'm not going to say every, I'm going to be absolute, but like most tracks should have some vocal element, whether it's like some really weird thing that you put through Ultimate Vocal Remover and ripped out a little part of something
Right,
you
just
like,
so it
and
fills
you
some choir
and you just
ahs.
make a blur out of it, or like a choir or something. Yeah, that can go in any track, right?
Yeah, Sure. yeah,
But
okay.
does it need like actual like somebody singing on it? I mean, like a traditional like housewife in like Highlands Ranch would be like, "Where's the lyrics?"
right.
But like
Highlands
Right.
Ranch.
most of the time,
That's
like,
kind of what I mean. Like
Deep cuts for the
Go
Colorado
deep
kids.
cuts. Yeah, you are.
it's
from-
a suburb in Colorado. Okay,
Dude,
But
that's
yeah,
where my
Yeah.
parents live. Take it easy.
it's where
Dude,
everyone,
yeah, I lived
You
there
know
when
what
I
I
was
mean?
like
But-
8.
you know what I mean. You know what I mean,
Right.
right? Like,
I'm with him. I think a lot of the music we write now really calls for vocals, and we just don't have access to vocalists, and we don't want to put our voices on the tracks.
Yep.
Can
yep.
it be an instrumental with just a hook, and not a hook
Yes.
as in like I need somebody, like nothing like that.
Yeah.
Like
that was good.
I like penis, and then it drops. Like that to me is not a.
Vocals.
That's
It's
that's
not-
that's still
it's
an instrumental.
Yeah. You're just putting
yeah.
you're just putting a quip in there.
Yeah, cool.
I think for me personally, the way I write songs, you have to decide that before you even start writing the song.
No.
That's
Now,
me.
let
You
the
can
song speak.
force a thing to
Let
do
the
it.
song speak.
But I think if you go into it with the intention of I'm gonna have vocals or I'm not, it's gonna completely change the entire trajectory of the
Well,
track.
hold
you know?
on. I think one thing we haven't talked about is like, I think you're speaking to a vision that you may have previously to like opening up the DAW, or like you have that at Mud Pie session. You're like, I have the vision for this track. Where when I was younger, like my brain worked a lot differently, like where I was way more creative, and I would have these visions where I was like snowboarding or something, and I was like, oh shit, I have this idea for a song. Now it's a lot of times it's just like I have a direction of where I want to go, and I'm just gonna jam, and then like
Right.
have that
Kinda just
long
fuck
form
around.
Mud Pie session, and then it's like, oh shit, maybe we do need a vocal blur here, or we need that quippy like hook
Right.
before the drop, something like that, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a
Penis
difference
thing.
of like, again, it's like not wrong or right or good or bad, but it's just like how different people approach like the production process probably for you.
It's also so genre specific.
100%, man. 100%. Yeah.
For sure.
I don't want to really hear vocals sometimes in like experimental bass, to be honest.
I agree.
And
I
other
agree.
times I really do.
There's a time and place for sure.
Depends on the style of track.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
last question,
Oh.
and we don't have to go in depth.
one word.
Oh, one word answers.
Good luck.
Try it.
Okay. What's after grain style synthesis? What's the next thing?
What's the next thing?
Yeah,
after
what's
grain?
pushing the envelope past granulator 2 in sound design? And don't say FM because FM's been around a little longer. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Oh,
FM
you
goes
were
hard.
listening, Caleb. Look
Of course,
at you.
I'm always listening
Uh-huh.
when it's convenient.
That's
It's gonna
an
go.
insane
It's gonna go
question.
back to like 5-year-olds writing concertos. You know?
I like
It's gonna
that
go
answer.
full circle.
I like that answer.
I think sound design's gonna go more organic, like
That's kind of what I was trying
like
to say.
Foley,
Okay.
In a-
interesting.
Foley sessions.
Whoa.
Poly touch.
I'm completely spitballing here because I don't.
You're
have,
good. That's,
I don't
that's
have a
what
real
this
answer.
is for. That's
Yeah.
I don't either. That's,
I don't either.
I'm just all about pushing.
Somebody
the
knows the
envelope.
answer to that
That's
question.
great.
We should ask Frequent. He knows the answer to that
Frequent.
question.
We know
Right.
you're in chat right now, dude. Just say something real quick
This
for
is
us.
Steve Duda would know.
See, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's probably
This-
working on it right now.
Serum 2
He's
is going to
writing-
have it built in. Like,
He's writing a
Anti-serum.
concerto.
This is why you should never stop watching YouTube tutorials because there
True.
could be a kid in
Dude,
Russia
somebody's
who's just
always
like,
coming.
look
up
at
with
this
something
thing
Yeah.
I made, and you're
I
like,
got stoned one night and figured out this thing. Like, is this
Right.
cool or not? And it's going to be like a revolutionary thing.
I will say that frequency shifters after frequency modulation is a good time.
Yeah.
Love that.
It can produce some weird things if your frequency modulation is dialed in and kind of out of the ordinary. If it's ordinary, you're going to get pretty predictive things. But if you can kind of start fucking around in the frequency modulation universe and then add a frequency shifter afterwards,
Interesting.
things start getting interesting. You randomize a bunch of them in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Then shit starts getting really wily.
Chaos.
Yes, it can get a little too out of control. Obviously, as
Very
most things
When
do.
you can control the chaos,
But-
though.
Yes.
That actually inspired my final answer. I think a potential is, do you guys know about like color base and all this like
No.
interesting, cool. So there's like a weird, I want to call it like a movement, but I don't think it's really
A
that. but
subgenre.
There's like a subgenre developing in like bass music and some like house dance music where it's very dedicated to almost like a vocoder style approach to music where you're forcing frequencies of any sound into a melodic scale. Something along those lines.
Yeah.
I think that has like huge potential.
Like using
for
an
the future.
EQ to just like.
No, using
No.
a vocoder.
Okay.
So a vocoder would be the most basic example where it's like, you
Right.
throw a vocoder on your like, I don't know, whatever sound, and you have all of your bands, and it's kind of forcing each signal into a specific band. So in color bass, this weird like dubstep thing that's happening, there's this program called a plugin called Pitch Map, which you can control each frequency's input and put it into a scale and kind of like force things in a really weird like digital synthetic way, but it creates this like really cool sound.
So I'm wondering if that's
Interesting.
different than what I'm thinking of. Do you guys use Pro Q for EQing?
Yeah.
So you know how there's like you got the piano roll below, and you
Yeah.
can kind of specify a specific frequency for a note. So like an A, like a 440. You can like really sharpen the Q and just hit like you
Oh,
can
and
like
just
make
boost.
chords out of that.
Yeah.
So like guys are putting like growl basses through that, and then it turns them into a chord.
It forces it into a chord. Yeah.
It's kind of
that's a similar
Super
concept.
gnarly.
Yeah.
I'm wondering
It's similar.
if that's
It's very similar. So it's that same concept, but so if you're just with that idea, if you're just taking a growl and going through Pro Q with like your resonant peaks, it's not inherently like forcing the growl into those peaks. Like it's just boosting it, and there's still movement between them.
I see.
So with something like
So you're,
pitch
like,
map, it's
fully-
like snapping.
I see.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
really cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Infinitely blocking those frequencies off.
Exactly. So I think there's, I don't know, there might be a
wild.
lot of potential with that. Maybe not. Maybe this is just like a weird fad. Actually, I'll show you guys like a color bass track after the
Please do.
after the pod. Yeah.
Yeah.
Radical.
Cool.
Well, folks, We just did nearly 2 hours.
We did 2 guys. I think this was the longest podcast we've ever done. This is. I'm so honored because this was a good one.
Yeah,
this
we can
this
talk.
was great.
Let's go.
Yeah, it was
Amazing.
great.
It's so.
I just
want to
say, I think we owe Meatbag Collector. He put an image in chat apparently, or in the attachments, something like that.
Oh,
wanted
did he?
us to see.
Oh, Meatbag. We're so sorry, buddy.
Meatbag, put it in the Discord. I will
Put it
show
in the
them.
Discord.
I will show them to the Discord.
Meatbag is
After that.
he's been on all of our streams for the past
Oh,
year.
he said he did. All right, well, let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude,
investigate.
step
yeah,
ahead. Meatbag, let's go.
Let's,
What do we got here?
We're pulling it up, buddy. Give us a sec. I wonder what we were talking about when you put it in.
It was a while ago.
Oh, shout out Inspecta. Let's go.
Inspect the Beck.
Yeah.
It's not in there. Oh, it's probably media. That makes sense.
There it is.
Oh,
Oh,
there
is it
we
a
go.
song or?
Oh, it's a.
Oh, no.
He's talking about.
What is this? Meatbag explain.
Alpine Desk. Mix effects engine is a console. Signal input is controlled.
This is magic, he says.
Mix FX engine
I can't read
is a
any of it.
console. Signal input is controlled at the master bus or independent bus groups. Every channel feeds X signal from the output of the channel to its left and right into the next subsequent channel. This also applies to summing.
From the left and right? What?
I think we're gonna Meatbag. Can you send a
gonna-
explanation or a little bit more color there?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll reply to you in Discord.
Yeah. Maybe we'll bring it up on the next pod. The next pod. I'm curious. We trust you, Meatbag. We trust you on this one. So if you're saying this is cool,
I mean,
we'll look into
it's
it.
a very nerdy image, so I'm excited to investigate when
Exactly.
it's
I'm
probably
more apt.
really something good.
Yeah,
Super
I'm
juicy.
legitimately excited.
Hell yeah.
He says it's console emulation with variable control.
It's nerdy as fuck.
Respect.
Nerdy as fuck.
All right, I'm
Word.
gonna dig into this.
Yeah.
Let's go, Meatbag.
Well, folks, thanks for joining us for episode 112.
Thank you all for
Thank
being
you,
here.
Thanks for
Canary
having us.
Yellow.
Thanks, guys.
It was great. It was honestly, it was fucking. I loved this.
Yeah, it was
This
fun. We'll do it again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for
Fuck yeah, man.
enduring our ridiculousness and enjoying our humble abode.
Yeah.
Very, very awesome place, honestly.
Fuck yeah.
How can people reach out to you on the internet?
At Canary Yellow Music for just
Boom.
about everything.
Okay,
And
sick.
we're very active on the grams,
Okay.
and SoundCloud will be posting a lot of edits. Probably an edit pack soon here between SoundCloud and
Let's go.
Bandcamp.
I'm gonna download those.
It's
That's what
going to
I'm
be a
talking
fun one.
Everyone hop on
And
Instagram right now. Go DM spam them. Tell them how fucking
there's a lot on the
amazing they
way.
are. Give them a follow.
We'll chat.
It's going to be fun.
about. Yeah. All right. Sick. Well, guys,
Fuck yeah.
thanks for coming on.
Let's go.
And thanks for everybody who joined in. If you're on the treadmill, sick.
We know there's at least one of you.
Probably two.
Maybe two. Maybe two.
Maybe.
If you're listening to this, you know who you are.
Skirt.
All right,
Mud
folks.
pie.